Yo, you tuned in to Guerilla Cross Radio.
Yo, what's up? And welcome to another episode of Unnamed Sports Show right here on Guerilla Cross Radio. I'm your host, Quan59. I got my people in the building with me. Got just in time Josh, or Dr. J Josh, in the building today. What's good?
What's going on? What's going on? It's a new sad world, one with the Eagles winning world championships. Sad world. Sad world.
A lot of people are happy about that.
Oh yeah. There's been a litany of new Eagle fans come out of the woodwork that I never knew were Eagle fans in my life.
Well, and we're going to talk about the Eagle fans that aren't happy about the Super Bowl win during the show today, too. And on my left, I got Hollywood Haynes Huff in the building.
That nickname just keeps getting longer.
I'm going to mess this dude up one day. I'm going to bring an iron on, and I'm just going to slap it on his chest. It's going to be hot, too, so it's going to stick. But, yeah, man, we're excited. We have a big show today. It's the Super Bowl. It's done. It was actually a good game. We're going to talk about how the game correlated with the whole NFL season and how, just the comparison between the game itself and the entire NFL season. And looking forward to next year. I think next year, with all the drama that could get pushed out of the way, it could make for a much better season. So we're going to be talking about all that and more. We have some NBA trade rumors to talk about. A lot of stuff going on. So if you're watching on Facebook Live, please share the feed as I'm trying to make it public. For some reason, it doesn't go public, and I'm about to throw my phone.
It's working on mine.
Because you're my friend.
No, I just share.
Yeah, so they can't see until I make it public.
We go. I see Desiree's already watching, so she's ready to call in.
I know she'll probably call in.
With her Doc Rivers voice.
So we'll let you guys call in, 702-608-3259. The phone lines will be open in about 5 minutes. 702-608-3259. So, we want you to call in. We want your interaction. We want to talk to you guys about sports,
Everyone but Desiree.
I want to hear what she has to say. Listen, I'm excited for the Philly fans.
Eagles fly.
I'm excited for the Philly fans. Now, we've had so many years of Patriots over and over again, always in it, and when they're in it and they lose it, it's almost better. I like watching them lose because everyone thinks they're unstoppable. They're the best of the best.
It keeps humbling their fans. I'll say that. It doesn't like the Patriot fans have probably some of the most smug fans in the NFL. They're just like their team. They're very just no, we're gonna win.
Yeah,
and they don't. But they're not very. They're not really like when you think of like not necessarily ugly fans, but just ugly acting fans. You think of Eagle fans. You think of Cowboy fans.
Yeah.
You think of Niner fans to an extent. You think of Raider fans.
Yeah.
And then most recently you think of Seahawk fans.
Yeah.
Like the fans where it's like, oh, our team's so great. And it's like all the other teams, like, even the Packers. The Packers don't get out of hand. The Packers have been great for generations. The Steeler fans, they kind of can get a little bit, but like they even are more subdued. You get into the Bears, like Bear fans, like all these teams have had horrible like periods. So it's like you don't get too riled up because it's like we just were trash for like 15 years.
Right. Yeah.
So it's best to like just enjoy the wave. You know what I mean? Like it kind of just is what it is. But Eagle fans, me and them have had our biggest battles. I don't like them even more than Cowboy fans.
So you're actually one of the people rooting for the Patriots that night.
I was the only person in my household.
Really?
Everybody, and everybody's like, "Why are you rooting for the Patriots?" I'm like, "Look, because I understand that the rest of you don't have to deal with Eagle fans daily. I do, and this right here ruins lives."
That division, though, with the Eagles, Cowboys, and Redskins.
First division ever where all teams have won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean those fans go at it more than.
Most other teams.
Yeah, for real. Like my dad is a Cowboys fan, and the Eagles are not the Eagles; they're the E-girls.
No,
like you know what I mean.
I got another name for them, but I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, like I mean, it's It's
starts with an
crazy. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's not an F word, but it started their name just with an F. There you go. I'll let you fill that in as you may.
It's terrible.
We'll let you guys know on the off-air show.
But yeah, that division they go hard at each other, man. Those fans, they just can't stand each other. Like most fights I
Which
see on
I love
social
that.
media are
Even not
between that.
even not being a fan of anyone in that division, I think that's one of the most entertaining divisions in the league for that
Probably,
reason.
Yeah.
And like Josh just said, like history was made with every single team in that division has won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, a rare thing. And we're going through like some of the divisions don't even have people that have been to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, that's a big accomplishment. And me, I'm definitely not a Philly hater. I've always had Philly probably in my top 5 or 6.
Wow.
Back in the Randall Cunningham days.
Oh,
I mean, he was
that's
from
true, too.
UNLV.
No,
he was just an awesome quarterback to watch.
You've always had a little bit of an affinity for them.
Yeah. So, Pastor
got
Randall, if you're watching and you want to interview, hit us up.
Yeah.
He actually just accepted my friend request, so hopefully we can
Nice.
get him in here soon.
There you go.
But I met him a long time ago when he had a studio down on like Sunset.
Come from the biblical angle. We're good.
Oh yeah, we're a Christian hip hop network. We want you to talk about your pastoring and the Philadelphia Eagles. But
Boost your membership base.
But no, he sent out a tweet or Facebook post, congratulating the Lurie family and just everyone involved in the Eagles organization and everything. So even for that, seeing the guys that had been there for a long time that went through it, had good seasons, and just could never get there. Never, even going back to Donovan McNabb and T.O. when they got there against the Patriots and couldn't even finish the last drive because they were so tired,
Yeah.
So, and I understand your hate for the division. Like, there's teams that I never want to see win an NBA ring.
That hate is real.
And, yeah, and I don't want to see Celtics win.
You don't understand
rings,
how hard it was for me
Right.
to cheer for the Giants when they beat the Patriots the first time.
Yeah.
The second time it was like, all right, I'll cheer for you again, but I ain't like it. 'Cause at that point, no, at that point I actually was still dating that girl. It was all right. But before that, yeah, it was that was tough. That was tough.
Yeah.
But like I lived in Massachusetts, so like I had to deal with Patriot fans, and it was like, no, we cannot allow this to happen. They cannot go undefeated. This cannot happen. And Giants took care of it.
Yeah.
But even in those situations, though, when you're a fan like in a division, you're not really rooting for the Patriots. You just want them to punish the Eagles, like and that's what you're rooting for. Eagles loss.
I'm rooting.
Yeah,
I'm
like-
rooting. They are in line with my rooting interests.
Yeah, right. They
Well,
just
listen,
happen to be open.
And it's hard to not like the players on the Eagles. And seeing a backup quarterback win a Super Bowl anytime
That looks like Tom
is
Petty. A little bit. He does.
a little more alive.
See, you went there. I wasn't going there. I just was giving him the Tom Petty treatment.
Oh God!
Oh,
no, I
no.
can't
But
not
look,
see
listen,
that.
I love stories like that, though. A team loses their starting quarterback who's most likely going to be the MVP of the season if he doesn't get hurt.
Truth.
And everybody, we all said here that the Eagles season was done.
Eagles are through.
I think most of us said that they weren't even going to win a playoff game. I gave them one game. I think maybe one of you guys might have given them a game.
I think it might have been Dave because I didn't give him the Falcons. I was like, I didn't think the Falcons were going to go anywhere, but Nick Foles had looked horrible going into the playoffs, and it was like, I mean, it is still Matt Ryan on the other side over there. And they took care of the Falcons.
I didn't think they'd take the Falcons. I did have them against the Vikings.
Ooh, you had them beating the Vikings.
Yeah,
I was
had them
praying
beating
they'd beat the Vikings just because I didn't want the Vikings to have a home game. But
yeah, I just
it's not like there's much home field advantage in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, when
tickets are already sold.
I didn't wish to know.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Because look, all it would take is one Baru horn and I'd lose it. Like, this isn't a freaking home game. This isn't fair. Half the crowd is purple. This is not right.
That's funny. But it was a great game. I mean, there wasn't a lot of defense, especially in that second half. A lot of mistakes that could have turned out, going for the Patriots that Tom Brady's missed pass. Some of those missed extra points. I mean, there was just so many little things that could have probably changed the whole direction of the game.
Yeah. You mean Tom Brady's dropped Lombardi trophy?
That was great. That was great. And I love how quick memes pop up.
Dude, my family and I were talking about it, and like literally these people have to be making this Like they have to be making multiple memes.
They make
Yeah,
them
ready.
during
the
the
game.
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
Yeah.
So should this happen?
Right.
Because I mean, it's instantaneous. Like the second the game looks like it's out of reach, that's already
Yeah,
up.
they're
Yeah.
popping
It's
up.
already up.
Right. Yeah.
And Dave said he didn't give the Eagles a chance.
Versus the Patriots.
So it might have just been me. No, of winning a playoff game.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave
So,
said, yeah, I
yeah.
didn't think it was Dave.
I mean, I don't think any of
it.
us thought Nick Foles was,
Yeah, that's right. Because
was
Dave
going
and
to be
I
able
were
to come back from being a horrible quarterback.
Dave and I were ruining Nick Foles on there.
Yeah.
that's
I think
true.
I was
Right,
the only
wasn't Dave?
person who had any kind of faith in like Nick Foles. And honestly, my faith was not that he is so great or he would have a great game. It was just I just never thought Nick Foles is as bad as everybody believes him to
I
be.
mean, listen, he was a Pro Bowler.
He was a Pro
Bowler once.
Right.
So really,
It was a
what it
weak
comes
Pro
down
Bowl year,
to,
but it was a Pro Bowl.
but still, really, what it comes down to is we talk about in the NBA all the time. These are all professional athletes.
That's right. That's right.
With being an athlete or anything you do, if you get confidence because you're already there, you're already in the professional ranks.
Right.
Really, what determines if a player is good or bad usually is confidence. Playing
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
All those things
Belief.
combined, belief
Yeah.
in yourself and having other people believe in you, saying you can do this.
Yeah.
If people are always telling you can't do it, guess what? Your ego is going to get shut down a little bit. Your play is going to be affected.
You'll either be one of those people.
Stop.
Sorry, no, it's trade. Okay, all right, that's
Stop,
trade
stop.
we were going to talk about.
Trade rumors. Come on.
Sorry. I thought it was saying the trade. They said engaged, so I wasn't sure. Anyway,
You got yelled at a lot as a kid at the dinner table, huh? Josh, turn off the TV and eat your dinner.
it happened.
Exactly.
It happened.
Exactly. You forgot your point though, huh?
No. I mean, the main thing really is, it's gone. It's gone. and then it's gone.
Distracted by the television.
And then it's gone.
Distracted by the television. I think we were talking about Nick Foles. Anyways, Steve, what's on your mind?
Go ahead, Steve.
No,
We're
I
having
think
some brain
I
farts
think
over
when
here.
you look at all the teams the Patriots played, and I mentioned this, I talked to a few people, and the Eagles defense was or the Jags defense was slightly better, I think, than the Eagles defense. But the offense of the Eagles is much better.
Much more dynamic.
Much better. Yeah,
Much more
than
dynamic.
the Jags. And when you looked at how the Patriots had their issues with the Jags, where if Bortles was a better quarterback, they may be able to drive down the field and beat the Patriots in that game. But you have to depend on a Blake Bortles to do that. I'm looking
I didn't
at.
think Blake was that bad. You
I'm
guys
looking-
No,
love-
I don't either.
I don't think maybe he's not as bad as I think
doesn't-
he is.
He doesn't have that many weapons though.
But
too.
I
He
just
has
didn't
Fournette.
think-
I don't
I
know
didn't-
any of his receivers.
Yeah, I didn't think that he would I just didn't think he'd be able to drive down the field and do that. But putting
Yeah.
Nick Foles in that same situation with the players that he has around
He
him,
does have,
and I believe that
does
he
have
can
some-
do that.
Yeah, he does have some weapons.
So in a situation where if there's 2 minutes left and the Patriots go up by 3 points, 4 points, whatever it may be, the Eagles still have a shot. They're
It was
in
one.
the game.
They were up one.
And right,
kick
and,
that
and
field
in,
goal.
in this game, it just so happens they get down the field, they score, the Patriots get the ball, and then they get the strip sack.
Strip sack.
They get the ball back, but they end up being stopped. And I mean, it was like what, 50 seconds or something like that, which is just enough time
More
for
than
Tom
enough
Brady,
time.
right? And more than enough time for
Yeah.
Tom Brady to do his work. And it came down to a Hail Mary, on the 1 yard line.
That could have been
basically.
got
So-
almost. I mean,
that was.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the one of the worst things they could have done was that lateral attempt on that last kickoff return, that burn
Yeah.
time, and like that's one of those plays. Like if it's not there, don't do it. Like, you
But at
just
the
gotta,
same time, with the way the game was going, I understood a
Oh.
little bit, but not with the time they had.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
with the time that they had,
Because they end up
it's
losing
like,
yards.
Yeah, well, because then now you're forcing Tom to go get 90 yards
Yeah.
Right,
instead of going and getting 70.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like that's
yeah.
those extra 10, 15 yards that if I think it wasn't what's his name? I don't remember who caught it. But if he would have just turned upfield, because he was already at the 10,
Yeah,
he was already at
yeah.
like the 5. If he
Right.
would have turned it upfield, it could have been a different game. If he would have got to the 25 or the 20, the 20 at least.
Right.
Now you're back to normal, but
Yeah.
you back him up. Like Brady was literally like, you remember the first like 2 passes, he was in the end zone when he went, by the time he actually went to throw. Like he dropped back and he was in the end zone, like he was in
Right,
safety
yeah.
situation. that should never happen. He shouldn't have been put in that situation.
There's always a handful of plays in any game, but especially the Super Bowl, and you think like, if that play didn't work, we would hate the coach and we call him an idiot.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's one of those plays where it's just like what were you thinking? Well, had it actually worked the way it's designed to work, then we'd be saying that Belichick
story.
Still got it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, even if that Eagles pass to Foles didn't work out, it would have been
right. Yeah,
they should have kicked the field goal.
Well, no. Remember, because I've actually seen a lot of people saying like, "Oh, how biased Chris Collinsworth was," and all this other stuff.
Chris Collinsworth was garbage.
He was.
Chris Collinsworth was so garbage. He was trying to make things what they weren't the whole game.
Okay,
now he was so biased. I'm sorry.
As far as the catches are concerned,
he sounded like the son of Bill Belichick.
Well, no, but
he was horrible.
But look, as far
get
as
him off the air. He's garbage.
No, but listen, as far
what's
as
his phone number?
I don't know his number.
I want to call him right now.
I don't know. But as far
he's still figuring out a way how Patriots can win this game.
As far as him talking about, Foles and them this is a big play, because I was literally saying, like, at my house, like, they don't get this.
Yeah.
Game might be over.
Yeah.
Like, when they were up 15-13 to go for it on fourth, like, that was a gutsy call. And, like, him calling them out for that being a gutsy call, and then, like, man, I don't know, that would have been amazing. Like, that was an amazing call. Like, because, like, he was saying, like, I like, read the transcription, and he basically was saying, like, that's one of those calls. You're either a genius or you're an idiot.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That wasn't him being out of bounds. Like,
and we talked about that at the Super Bowl party you didn't go to.
I was with my family and a whole rack of people. Like, I ended up having a lot of people, so it was like, I can't go.
I feel you. But
sorry, Todd.
What we were talking about was
invite.
the fact that playing against the Patriots, you have to take those chances. You have to go above and beyond and do some things that are out of the ordinary because, listen, they had too much time to know their game plan. So I like all those moves they did. And they were gutsy about it. They had confidence that they were going to execute those plays.
Yeah.
And they did. They did.
My thing is this, though. Like, when you look at the Giants Super Bowls that they won, the Giants had to play perfect games to win those games. And even in their perfection, because they played perfect games, even in their perfection, it came down to 2 crazy catches that won them both of those games.
Yeah.
Like, that's how tight it is playing the Patriots. So what I was telling my family, I was like, look, if you're willing to mess up, be willing to lose. Because, like, you really have to be that perfect. Like, when they were down on the 2, it was like, dude, take these points. Right now you're up. Like, continue extending out, because if you get this wrong, like, it's great to be right. But if you get it wrong, you're going to look up and it's going to be like, oh, now how we get down 10.
But we saw the Jags play safe.
Yeah, no, you can't play safe. You can't play safe, but you do have to kill your kills. And if it's there, kill it. Don't sit there and play with it and be like, well, technically we could kill 2 birds. Like, no, man, look.
When you take that money shot, you got to hit it.
You got to hit it.
I mean,
but they did.
And that's the point, right? They did.
That's the whole thing.
And
but even with that, even with everything Philly did, 4th down, like on the 5-yard line with time running out, and they still convert a first down to be able to do a couple more plays to throw a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And almost got it. I mean, Gronk was open enough to maybe catch that ball.
He was there.
Yeah.
So for all that to happen, that shows how good the Patriots are. Even though I hate to say it, you go say it.
No, I was
it.
gonna say his pigment caught up with him a little bit on that end zone jump.
Oh gosh.
Hey,
he was 6'7" and jumped about 5 feet. I was like, come on, Gronk. He's 6'7". Like, my hands are supposed to be the top ones up here. Like,
let me tell you something.
Come on, man. He had a concussion before.
He was
fair enough.
He was
didn't see the ball.
He was surrounded by athletes of color. And I will say they were all
higher than him. Like, everyone was higher than him. I was like, Gronk, like, did you not see the ball? Like, what happened? Like, you're supposed to be boxing somebody out down here. Like, Antonio Gates is getting that ball right now. What's going on? That was where I saw the separation. I was like, oh, see, these jump balls he can't get. He can muscle you if it's 1-on-1. The second it's 1-on-3, it's like, nope. I'm not mossing anybody.
He had his injuries throughout the past few seasons. He got a concussion a couple weeks ago. And
listen,
then
they won without him last year.
Yeah.
We don't even
he's
remember that.
He's talking about retiring.
No, he's not.
They kind of like
they were fishing for that,
so
he put that out there just to
shut them up.
He said, "I'll think about that during the offseason." Like, it was just
like a Roethlisberger moment. He was just a little sad.
No, it wasn't even that. He was just giving them. He was giving them a headline.
I think he definitely is going to be more upset though because you heard his house got robbed during the game.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Oh, wow.
I mean, here's the thing. If you're an NFL athlete, have someone house sit for you. They know you're not home.
Well, no,
they're watching
have a house
you.
party at your house, technically.
Yeah. Something.
Don't just have 2 people because who was it that they ran up in his house? His friends were tied up in duct tape.
Oh, dang.
It was an NBA player.
Yeah.
It was an NBA player. Like somebody was. I feel like it might have been Paul Pierce or somebody like
something like that.
Like they like.
Oh
literally,
yeah, that was Paul Pierce.
Wasn't it Paul? They like literally ran up in his house and like had his people duct taped.
Yeah.
Like they were prepared. So have a house party. Don't just have 2 or 3 friends.
And, and have some better security.
Well, I mean, but my thing is like, don't most of these guys live in gated communities? So I'm like, I'm really looking at the community too. Like, hey, how did this happen?
Yeah. Well, another thing, those security guards don't get paid a lot, so make sure you treat them right.
Well, you do need to do that.
Make sure you treat them right.
He seems like a nice guy, though. I don't think he would be bad.
Gronk?
Yeah,
maybe.
Seems okay.
Yeah,
especially
unless he
in
drinks
Boston.
a little too much.
Hey, but you know what though? I'm gonna tell you this from working in casinos for years. I know a bunch of really nice people who don't tip, and when you work for tips and people don't tip, I don't care how nice you are. I tell everybody, yeah, he's a great guy, but he don't tip. So,
but security doesn't work for tips, though.
That's right.
I mean, they may not work for tips, but trust me, some of these gated communities, when you got a handful of neighbors that are kind of hooking you up here and there, you know what I mean? Thanksgiving comes, they bringing you food out while you working, people hooking you up, and then you got this one guy who is kind of never looking out for you. You know what I mean? Got asking you to do stuff every once in a while. Hey, can you do this and this and this? He never calling in saying, hey, I got guests coming that should be on the list, making your job a little bit harder. You know what I mean? And then, hey, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that's how I think. I'm just saying,
you thought that pretty good. You had a whole scenario.
That was a very well thought out plan.
Down to the vegetable plate. I mean, that's a little.
My resident Cowboys fan said, actually, a concussion makes Gronk improves Gronk.
It might actually. It probably makes him think a little bit better.
That breaks down one of those extra chromosomes he has.
But we were looking at Gronk in the first half, like maybe he is still messed up. And then the second half, the first drive, every pass was to Gronk for a touchdown.
Gronk drive,
right? Yeah.
And I was like, when it comes down to it, they can do that any time.
That was the halftime adjustment. Okay.
41 was
throw it to Gronk. 41
was getting cooked. I don't know who 41 was, but 41 was out there getting ate up.
Yeah.
And he ain't that fast, so I mean.
He's fast enough.
I mean, he is.
As a tight end, yeah.
You don't need to be fast. You just need to be open.
But when you're right, exactly.
Be open and big and knock people over. I mean, that's the tight end position.
Yeah.
That's what makes a tight end a tight end. If you got to be hard to tackle.
Not everyone can be Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah. Or Antonio Gates when he was young.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp's my guy.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp was pretty good too.
He's my favorite tight end.
I'm trying to think, what other great tight ends have there been?
That's it.
Well, Witten can you can make a case for Witten. Witten will probably get into the Hall of Fame, and that's with no rings, no real Super Bowl, like no deep playoff pushes. But he was better than Jay Novacek as far as Cowboys, and that's up there.
Well, and Witten's been playing for a long time with them.
Yeah,
so
whole career.
Got some records and all that stuff. But
that's right.
Yeah, but shout out to the Philly fans that your team finally won. I know, I couldn't imagine. I mean, my team's won 5 Super Bowls, so it's kind of hard.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug. My team has won 5.
Yeah, they've won 5. They haven't lost
3, 4,
They
5.
haven't lost a game since November.
Oh my gosh.
They're undefeated with Jimmy G at the helm.
We're gonna get a Jimmy G plug at least
every week,
man.
Finally, football season is over. So
one day we gonna come in.
If he brings up Jimmy G again, he's getting the chain.
It's gonna be a Jimmy G painting right there one day. Watch, we just gonna come in.
Instead of that girl's face, it's gonna be Jimmy G painted on his face.
Jimmy G looking like Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane,
riding a unicorn.
Right? Oh my goodness.
On the white horse.
Oh my goodness.
But so shout out to them. But I mentioned at the beginning of the show, there's some Philly fans that are not happy at all today that the Eagles won. Do you know who that is, Steve?
Who is that?
Do you know who that is, Josh?
Kevin Hart, maybe?
Everybody that got their store kicked in, burned down, ripped apart.
Idiot fans.
Yo.
Oh, God.
And let's talk about this. we hate rioting, right? When certain things happen. If a cop shoots and kills a black teen, and there's some riots in the street that really aren't even as bad as what I saw in Philly this weekend.
Right.
All hell breaks loose for weeks.
Right.
I've never understood rioting in your own neighborhood. Like, if it was me
at any
and
time,
I was mad,
but at the same time, like
we're taking this to your neighborhood.
There's reasons why some people do it for social injustice.
Sure.
Which I don't agree with it most of the time. Sometimes, if we can't get attention, we have to do something.
Yeah.
Right.
When your sports team wins, and some cities are way worse than others, Philly being one of them, when your sports team wins and you go in your local corner store that is usually a mom and pop, trying to just make ends meet, and you go in there and bust their windows, throw all their food around, break everything in there because your team won. Like, how are you celebrating by destroying your own city? I don't get it. And
stupid.
Shame on those Philly fans for doing that. We knew it was going to happen.
I don't think
there was any doubt in anybody's mind.
Did you see the meme where it was like, if Philly wins, the city's gonna burn?
Oh yeah.
If Philly loses, the city's
gonna burn.
So either way, the city's gonna burn. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So might as well burn with a ring.
Yeah, it's
Fair enough.
I've never understood it. One of my favorite Martin Luther King quotes is, rioting is the language of the unheard. When you win a sporting event, the entire planet just heard you. Like, you should be excited. You should be in the club, or in the bar or whatever, drinking beers, running the streets, being happy, cheering, having a party, not flipping over somebody's Prius who now can't get to work tomorrow because
and listen, it was everyone. It was white people, it was black people, it was Hispanic,
it's
of all ages.
Right,
but listen, it's like I saw some young teenagers, which you might expect that a little more from the teenagers, but when you see people in their 30s and 40s doing it,
stupid.
It's like, what are you doing?
What is your life?
I saw a video of a kid in his underwear on top of a car, and the car was driving down the street. I laughed. I thought that was awesome. I thought that's how you celebrate a Super Bowl win, baby. Just like that. I see people climbing these poles. I don't get it, but whatever. You just won a Super Bowl. Great. Then you see mom and pop store being set on fire. Fires all in the alleys. Cars being flipped over. Bricks going through windows. And I'm like, wait a minute. Did the cops start shooting people between the Super Bowl win and now? Like, how did this become so violent right here? Like, I don't understand that. I've never understood it.
Anytime you get a crowd that big, that's with alcohol, that could happen.
And I don't understand. I don't understand.
And it's hard for cops to even break that up because there aren't enough cops to stop,
1,000 people.
Nah,
more than 1,000.
Well, I mean, just
Thousands,
1,000. Yeah, I'm just saying, 8,000.
Exactly.
There's only 8 of us.
Exactly.
Like, there's 1,000 of you and 8 of us. Like, dog,
so they even have to step back. They even have to step back and be like, look, there's nothing we can do about it until the crowd dies down.
Yep.
And then we can get some of the people. And luckily with cell phones these days, you can get a lot more throughout the weeks because there are pictures all over social media.
Right.
Sure.
So that's even dumber. Like, now you're being stupid. You're doing this stuff with cameras everywhere. Everybody has a camera on them at all times now. So
I'll ask you this question, though.
Yeah.
Do you remember Chicago burning down after the Cubs win? Exactly. No. Certain places. Look, if anybody had a reason to burn the city down, Chicago hadn't won in 108 years.
There's only a certain class of people that can afford Chicago Cubs tickets. Though.
Well, and they were all shooting each other.
That's not true. You can get bleacher seats.
No,
bleacher seats,
I know.
You can get in there for $20.
I think
all right.
I think the climate of the city though.
We're gonna tie Steve's hand behind his back.
The climate.
He sure does do it a lot.
Oh yeah, dude. I was watching last show. His hand was like part of the show. It was like 4 of us and then Steve's hand.
Steve featuring his right hand.
Featuring the hand.
Yeah, made me lose my train of thought.
I was laughing because I'm like, man, he got that new beard. He's trying to pull it out.
Man, you gotta, you got the.
It is, man. Like this is probably the longest I've ever let all my facial hair just grow thick. and it
So
kind of
you-
feels
you
weird
get,
a little
you
bit.
get,
that's
the
thick.
gaps right here.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah, exactly. Like
Look
this
here,
is
man.
like months.
Not
bro.
all of us. Not all of
You
us have the Teen Wolf gene, Quan. Some of us have gaps, dog. You saw when I was trying to grow mine.
I have one gap right here. This doesn't connect all the way, right? Can you see?
Man,
Yeah.
so you were trying to get the Mike Woodson? You
No,
want the
I don't even
full
want all that.
the full lip? Like you
I
got
don't
no
even want all
chin?
that.
Hey, after 2 months, this is all I got, baby. I
Hey, that's all right. That's all right.
But
You
yeah,
trying out here.
You know, so I think certain cities,
It's the effort. E for effort.
the way that that they're policed, I think the way that certain teams win and how they expect or not expect their team to win may affect the way they respond after the game. Like when the Rams won in St. Louis, we didn't riot either. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
everybody was just like, yeah, we won a Super Bowl. Like,
Yeah.
you know, everybody was happy, but I
Happy.
mean, we ain't got time to go flip no cars over,
Happy,
man. Ain't nobody
like
got time for
I don't
that.
understand how happy and jubilation turns into destruction.
I'll
I'll never get that.
I don't either.
I'll never
Yeah.
get being so excited. Like one, I don't ever get that drunk, but then being that drunk, they're like, "Oh, we gonna tear like, yeah, we're gonna like that." That I've never, but I don't have a mob
But
mentality.
it's people
Yeah.
getting a chance to do something,
Stupid.
so they do it.
Yeah.
If you give stupid people a chance
A
to
choice.
be stupider, they're gonna take it. You know,
9 out of 10.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but hopefully they'll have had good insurance at those shops that got kicked in.
I'm sure, but still, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is very
Yeah.
unfortunate, but
And there was an
Yeah.
Eagles fan who got Nick Foles hoisting the Super Bowl trophy tattooed.
Oh, those are coming. Those, I mean, it's their first.
on his
I
calf.
can respect it because this is their first.
But you're 38 years old.
No, shoot. I knew some Redskin fans that like literally had like
I mean, I'm not getting a picture of no other dude tattooed
Oh.
on me. I don't like tattoos anyways. I don't have any on me.
good job, Quan.
but-
Neither do I.
yeah.
I'm not getting a dude tattooed on me.
Unless it's Tupac,
Not even that. I'm not doing no Tupac. Like,
Biggie, maybe
none of them.
Jesus.
No, we don't even
Eminem?
know what he looked like.
Touche.
Well,
I'm
I'm running out of options.
All right, all right. Well,
Jimmy
okay,
G.
children.
Jimmy G.
Children.
No. Yeah, if it's my own kid, that would be the only thing. It
What
would,
other children? I said children. If it's my own kid, what?
I
Like,
don't
what?
know. I thought
Just
maybe
pick
you
up
meant, I thought you maybe
So,
maybe
a random
meant
child,
Webster,
a random child on
Webster
Facebook.
or
Like that's a
freaking
beautiful child.
Gary Coleman,
I'm gonna get this tattooed on my left shoulder.
different strokes family.
I ought to choke you out.
Wow.
That's too funny. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I mean, come on, man. You're a grown dude. Don't get another grown dude. And this picture of it doesn't even look like Tom Petty, so it wasn't even a good tattoo.
I'm telling you, that boy looked like Tom Petty.
Yeah.
I don't-
Almost every
yeah.
NFL quarterback, I can give you some kind of celebrity
I think
or funny reference.
there are some
Tom
things
Brady.
people do in the moment, and they don't realize like
Tom Brady is what's his name Charlton Heston from back when he was Charlton Heston.
Planet
Wow.
Apes.
Nice.
There's I think some people do these things in the heat of the moment, not realizing that things like tattoos are pretty much forever. I mean, you can get them removed now, yeah, but
Lot
it's pretty
easier,
it's
too.
pretty expensive to get them removed, and it hurts a lot more than actually getting it.
We got to get it covered
And-
up before removed.
Yeah.
That's like the first option. But even that, when it's so extensive,
Yeah,
it's hard to cover up. And Nick Foles holding up a Super Bowl trophy.
All the coloring, all that, like
Yeah.
those colored ones are those are
Yeah,
the devil
I
getting
don't-
out.
Yeah, you're gonna have to cover that up with a tree, or like 5 trees. Why do you have a forest on your calf?
Why you have a
Oh
se-
well, I
I
was
love the
drunk
se-
and I
well,
got
I
Nick
love the
Foles hoisting the
sequoia.
Super Bowl trophy.
I love the Sequoia.
So
Sequoia National Forest is beautiful. Beautiful place in August.
But yo, the Patriots now lost all their coaches, like they do a lot when they win. McDaniels is the new coach of the Colts,
Given
and
another horrible opportunity.
Patricia's going to be the weirdest looking head coach. I think he doesn't look like a head coach. He looks like a PE coach.
He looks like a head coach.
He does not look like a head coach.
He looks more like a high school head coach. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's that
High school
angry-
head coaches
he's that
are
angry-
PE teachers.
That's
He
not
has
funny. I was a high school head coach.
He has well, you look like a PT. He has a
This guy.
He has a whistle around his neck, wearing
with the extra tight shirt
Yeah.
and the shorter than necessary shorts.
Yeah.
Like, dude, why are your shorts
t-shirt,
so short?
the t-shirt underneath the other t-shirt with no sleeves. The shorts that go in
Yes,
the
yes,
thighs,
yes.
like
The clipboard with like way too many papers on
Yeah.
it. Like just
yeah.
Dude, there's only 8 of us in this class.
what you got on all the papers, man? Like,
Always yelling no matter what.
oh gosh, that's my high school.
Why aren't you
coach.
dressing out today? Where's your note?
Steven, stop horsing around over there.
Oh gosh,
Oh,
I
my
had a
goodness.
PE teacher. He would just yell something, but his voice was so like rah, 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 you couldn't understand him. So he'd say something, and you'd be like, "What? Get the peanut butter out your ears! You heard what I said!" Like
Peanut butter.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Those are old school analogies.
that's,
Wow.
that's the
Kids
old
don't have
school
any of that
PE
anymore.
coaches.
We just curse at them. That's it. We don't make you think and like, should I feel bad about this? Like, no, I'm direct.
I'm direct.
You saw this coming.
Right.
Man, so Patricia went to the Lions. I don't know.
They were good under Jim Schwartz.
Yeah.
They were,
The
but I mean, they were
Schwartz.
good. They were good under Jim Caldwell too, or Caldwell.
Lions are just that team that is never going anywhere no matter what.
I actually don't think that's the case. I think that they, I think that a lot of their issues still actually go back to Millen. That was a lot of bad picks.
Oh yeah, for a long
that,
time.
You know what I mean? That
And
really,
they kept him there way too long for that to
Yeah,
happen.
that kept the team unstable for a long time. So it's taken a while to kind of get through that. So I think they're
Yeah.
finally, they're at a place now where they've gotten through that. But Matthew Stafford's a good quarterback. I mean, it's just like anybody else. Now they're in a very tough division
Yeah.
with the Vikings kind of coming back. The Bears are always quietly there because they are Chicago. They can pay when they choose to.
Yeah.
And then the Packers, you got Aaron. He's a bad man.
Hey, Ron. So the betting lines are in, and the Patriots are favored to win next year. Do you agree with that? With them losing their coaches, should they be favored?
Of course.
I don't think so.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
And a fun fact: do you know that every year Alabama's won, the Patriots have not won?
Oh yeah, so I saw that
That's
stat right
Stat
before
Boy.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, stat boy.
Fun
Yeah.
fact.
Man, that's a good one.
It's a fun fact. Thank you, Jalen Rose.
I don't think you can. I mean,
Oh,
it's
I don't know if I'm vouching off of Jalen Rose though. Now that might not have to be. We might have to check our stat checker on that one now.
It might have been Jacoby. I can't remember.
even with this, even watching this Super Bowl with a couple players not on the field, and how close the game was. I mean, looking at the final score versus how close the game was is two different things. That was a very close game. The Patriots still have their main two pieces, which is Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
Yep.
And with those two pieces, I said it before, I said it last year, I say it every year. How do you bet against those two people working together? I mean,
my thing is easily because Tom Brady is not getting younger at all.
He just broke.
he's
the
not, but that's the
postseason
thing
record
is
for
like
yards.
There was
He
zero
just-
defense in that game.
Quan.
There was zero
was
defense in that
was
game.
it zero defense, or did Tom Brady break and Bill Belichick break down that defense?
That was.
I mean,
that
what-
was a great.
I don't
but,
know.
But look
like,
what
I
Foles
mean-
did as a backup quarterback in the Super Bowl.
No, but
He had some
crazy
the Patriots
yards,
didn't
too.
come in saying that they had the better defense. The Eagles clearly
Yeah.
had the better defense out of the two teams. The Eagles' defense was second in the NFL this year.
Listen, one injury with a dude that age can put him out at any moment. I don't trust Tom Brady.
No.
I agree. I agree with that
definitely won't go
100%.
against
I think age is a factor.
It's a major factor. And we also have to look at the whole Malcolm thing not being put in the game. There's a lot of issues in the locker room. There's been issues with Kraft, Belichick, and Tom Brady. There's been issues with Tom Brady's trainer getting kicked out. They're not a happy family like they used to be. They're so good that they could still make it to the Super Bowl because of that or through that. But I just don't see that like we think they're going to stay on top forever. He's getting older. There's a lot more dissension in the locker room. We don't know if it's going to just keep happening, you know?
I don't necessarily think.
Well, real quick, we do have a caller live on the air. We're talking about the NFL. We're talking about the Super Bowl, and we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. So who better to call than Desiree live on the line right now? What's good?
Hey, I don't know about your voice right now. But I'm calling anyway.
You definitely lost your voice.
I had a great weekend in Philly, so
Sounds like
I'm just gonna state it. I'm gonna state it right now. That next year we're going again. It's gonna be back-to-back Super Bowls. I'm just telling you right now. You heard it first out of my mouth.
Back to back.
Hey, with Wentz coming back, look, I think all of us can say, had Wentz been in that game, I don't know if we would all just be like, oh, the Patriots are gonna win. I think
Exactly.
you know what I mean, with Wentz coming back. Now
You got
again,
Hicks coming back. Don't forget, you got Humphreys and Peters coming back, and Sproles. So I'm telling you, it's like a franchise cheese all over again.
Sproles is also like 45. So what Sproles comes back through that door is a different conversation.
Yeah.
Jason Peters is also like 35. So like those guys are starting to get a little bit older, but they are still very, very high level players if healthy.
Yeah.
Right.
And still playing at a high level. What I will say about Wentz though is with regards to those knees, man, I told you, remember RG3. Those knees aren't the same for everybody. Everybody has a different knee. So
Right, coming back. You're right. First off, torn ACLs and stuff.
Yeah.
ACL's a hard injury. It's a very, very hard injury.
And that's why I feel like they're better keeping Foles in the mix, just in case.
They need
I
to
don't
trade
know,
him.
but
They need to trade him.
I said this was the debate all weekend with other Philly fans was, do we start Foles or we still got here through Wentz. Like, we can't forget that whole first. We can't forget the whole.
Yeah, you can't get rid of Wentz. I mean, you can't put Wentz on the bench. The only thing is Wentz might not be healthy yet to start the season. So that's why I think you keep Foles through the season. Let Wentz come back. Let's see him prove that he's going to be healthy throughout the year.
Be healthy to play.
Well, and then trade Foles. I don't think they trade Foles.
No, you can't trade Foles next year though. That's the thing.
Why?
Oh, no. I never would get rid of him.
No. The reason you can't trade Foles is because he signed a 5-year deal.
Okay.
This is the second year of that deal. If he's on the roster after the Super Bowl next year, the final 3 years of the deal get voided. He has to be on someone else's roster. Basically,
no, I'm saying mid-season before.
Oh, so you mean at the trade deadline? Trade Foles.
Yeah. Trade deadline. No, trade deadline.
Okay, all right. That's fair.
Because I'm saying you have to make sure Wentz is going to come back strong.
Is 100.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Right.
And he might not even start the season.
When he got hurt in the season, because it's not like he got hurt week 8. He got hurt week 13, 14. So
13 at the Rams game. I know.
Yeah.
But what makes it difficult is that he's sitting here showing us how he's going through rehab 6 in the morning with his team. You know, I'm hoping he's healthy to get another year, enough to play and practice and play some preseason games. Just got to see where he's at. So I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, let me ask you something, Desiree. Was you out there tearing the streets up in Philly?
I was inside at Trinity Live. I was stuck in there because it was sold out. So we were all stuck inside just drinking and carrying on. But no, I don't tear up the streets. That's crazy, man. They tore up the Ritz-Carlton. Who does that?
Gosh, that's crazy.
Who eats cow poop? Who eats cow poop? Like, let me tell you one thing about Philly. Now, I'm from Philly, not all the way raised because my family's military and we moved around, but it's really die hard. It's really a bleeding green town.
Yeah.
It really is. But to go out there and, like, tear up our city, man, like, come on, I knew we were going to be out there in the streets, and I knew that. Like, that's given. But, like, to eat cow poop, horse poop, and tear up the Ritz-Carlton.
Somebody was eating horse poop?
Yeah, Desiree, tell that story.
Desiree, get off the line. You see, this is why y'all wasn't supposed to win. Y'all out here, there's stories coming out that I didn't even know about. That's a daggone shame.
Oh, you didn't see it on the? You don't get NBC Philly, but Philly News got the video of people eating horse poop. They're so stupid. It is stupid. It was just stupid.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Wow.
Well, thanks for taking my call, guys. Go Birds!
And Desiree, congrats, because you called a few weeks ago.
Thank
You're not gonna hear that from Josh.
They weren't believers. Listen.
Oh, they were haters.
Listen, Desiree.
He tagged me in a post. I said, Josh, I am so So ever since he tagged me, I said, you are on the list. You are forever on my list.
Desiree
I
has a
told him
list.
that.
Well, listen.
I have a list.
She did.
I do.
She
Listen,
did.
if you didn't hear last week's show, go back and watch the replay. But I picked Philly to win the Super Bowl over the
He did.
Patriots.
He was the only one.
I was the only
too.
one in
He
the
was
room.
The only one in the room. He was.
I was a believer. I was a
He
believer.
wasn't a believer. He just
Okay.
wanted to be different.
No, I was definitely a believer.
I think I remember
don't
seeing, I
don't
think
let
there
him
was
tell
a
it.
post.
I don't go against
There
the
was
whole
a
team that
post.
gets baptized.
No, hey, that did make it very uncomfortable
Hey.
for me because the more and more I watched it, it was like, oh, they got Jesus.
They have
The whole,
Jesus.
the
They got
whole,
Jesus.
the
It's
whole
lit.
team, like everybody's like
It's
giving
lit.
thanks to the Lord, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, jeez. I know, like it's,
You
I
can't hate us.
always get, it always
You
makes
have-
me
you
very
can't-
uncomfortable whenever I have to cheer against Jesus. Like,
It,
I'm always like,
it was Jesus. It was Jesus, the Son of God, against white Jesus.
You can't hate us because we have Jesus on our side.
Yeah.
oh my gosh. The real talk
But I
though,
do
for real.
remember-
I don't ever talk about
I
that, but I'm
do.
always like, whenever I hear too many people say something about the Lord on one
All
team, I'm
of
like,
them.
uh-oh.
Even down to the coach.
it might be their time.
prayer works. Prayer
Well,
works.
I
We'll
remember
see.
there was a post. I can't recall. Man, it was one of y'all in there posted that y'all would have bet against the Eagles for like $1,000.
No, it wasn't me.
No, it's not me.
None of us have a grand to burn.
I got kids, woman.
I screenshotted it and I reposted it and I talked to that person and I swear it was somebody in that
Oh.
room and I was like, yo,
No.
where were you at? Because you were betting against the Eagles for the Vikings game, matter of fact. And I was like, yo, you could have called Kim and saw me for that
Definitely me.
bet.
That was
'cause I'm
definitely
good
me.
for that bet.
That was Quan.
That was definitely me. And here's the
It was
reason, though. No,
Quan.
but
It was
listen,
Quan.
Desiree, listen.
Quan.
The reason why I did it because I thought the NFL was so set up because they'd already put out the Super Bowl ad of the Patriots versus
Yes.
the Vikings.
Yes,
so that's
yes,
why I was.
they already put out the
Yeah.
That's why I was
Patriots,
saying I was going to do that bet
Okay.
because
okay.
I thought
That
it was
yeah,
set
that
up.
That was a little bit more of a
Yeah,
circumstantial
yeah.
post than
Okay.
you know Quan be doing stuff ironically. He don't necessarily be saying what he
I
means.
see. I was like, how he appreciate the Eagles, but then yet, but there's a bet against it for a G. That's crazy, yo. Who
Yeah.
does that?
I don't even
Alright.
have a G. The only G I got is Jimmy G.
Thank you guys. If you see me, I'm the one wearing Eagles gear all week long, so that would be me.
The rest of the year.
All
The
All
rest
right,
of
girl.
the rest of every day.
right, Desiree, thanks for the call.
Take care.
Thank you. Go Birds.
Yo, if you guys want to call in, if you're an Eagles fan and you want to brag, hit us up, 702-608-3259. During the show, even in the NBA portion of the show, if you want to call in, only if you're a Philly fan, and interrupt to give your Philly praise, then you can go ahead and do that. 702-608-3259. Hit us up. We're getting into the NBA in about 3 minutes. So any final thoughts on the NFL? It was a crazy season. We talked about that all year. So it was fitting to end in a crazy way with a backup quarterback. After we talked about this whole season, how there's not a lot of quarterbacks. Like it's always going to be a good quarterback that wins. And we end up getting a backup quarterback winning the Super Bowl.
Beating the GOAT.
Beating the GOAT.
Yeah.
And the GOAT was on his game.
yeah.
It wasn't Brady's fault.
That's the thing is that, like, you look at the numbers Brady put up,
500
And-
plus yards in
right?
the Super Bowl.
You just think, like,
It's
if you just
Madden
look
now.
at 500 something yards, no interceptions, only
like
one sack that game,
3
one strip
touchdowns.
sack. You know, yeah. I mean, when you read that, you just read the stats and you go, oh yeah, they must have won like 40 to 2
Going
or
away,
something. Like
going
yeah, he must
away.
have killed it. Like, and then you realize, oh no, they lost. Like what? Like it's crazy. And that's the thing, like when you look at these numbers and why the sports books have them as favorites, because when you look at the numbers, like they don't mathematically calculate injuries, relationships, and things like that. It's just
People breaking
performance
into your
based.
house.
Right, yeah. It's just performance based on what they do
Concussions.
and their stats and their numbers. And
I'm
looking
such a
at
horrible person.
y'all are nuts.
Such a horrible person.
And when you look at Tom Brady's numbers, he led the league in passing yards this season, and no quarterback who's ever led the league in passing yards has ever won a Super Bowl. So that was his curse this season anyway. But I mean, when you look at his numbers, yeah, he's 40 now, but he still got it. So
He was never athletic, as we saw on that attempted catch.
and another run where he
his
looked like,
arm. Look, the biggest
Yeah.
thing that I think we can all say towards the last 2 years of Peyton's career, his arm was never the same.
Yeah.
His arm, like, you know, he came back from the spinal fusion, and you know his arm looked good and had that breathtaking year that
Yeah.
It's hard to beat in Madden.
Yeah.
But then once that arm gave out again, that was it. Brady's arm looks great.
Yeah.
It's just as live. He's putting it on people. Like, I mean, look, the biggest thing with Father Time is it's undefeated, and it can hit people in different ways. It can hit you like a Mack truck, or it could be a great, gradual fade out. If his arm still looks good, his intellect and his mind and his work ethic isn't changing. It's really when he gets tired of playing, before or his arm gets tired.
Yeah.
If his arm looks good, he can keep going, Quan.
And there's a Facebook series called Tom versus Time. If you guys haven't checked that out yet.
Yeah,
I heard it's good. I haven't watched it yet, but I do want to check out.
I saw some of it because remember when Tom went on that show? I think it was last week, because they had said some bad things about his daughter.
Yeah.
And basically watching the show, like watching him walk around. That's when I was like, "Ooh, Tom getting old." Like walking around, he's like.
Yeah.
Like he's like real, but then but look, he don't look like that in his dropbacks.
Right. Yeah.
He looks just the same.
When he
So
take a 3-step drop.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so it's hard to say. It is hard to say.
Yo, if you're watching on Facebook Live, please share the post. If you're on the app, please let everybody know about the app. If you haven't downloaded the Guerilla Cross app yet, make sure you download that. It's free in the Apple Store, on Google Play. So make sure you download that. We have 24/7 of positive hip hop. We have sports. We're going to be adding more sports news, more sports content to the app, positive hip hop content, some pop culture stuff going on there. So definitely download that app. You can watch all the replays of our shows. You can listen and download all the podcasts of our shows. So make sure you get that right now. So, yeah. Looking forward to next season. Who's your Super Bowl picks for next season? Just right now, who would you take for next season? And I think an amazing story would be Philly going back with another quarterback and winning again. Back to back with two different quarterbacks.
They've won now, so I can allow whatever now. I mean, I ain't going to be happy, but at least now it's not like I'm cheering. I mean, I still wouldn't cheer for them, but still, that would. Look, Carson Wentz is a believer as well. So
they all are. You don't even. It's like a church over there.
I mean, everybody but LeGarrette Blount.
How do you say that?
Man's last name is Blunt. Stop it.
His favorite.
He's got locks.
Is.
He's got locks. There's a lot of things going against him right now. But
that's half of Christian hip hop.
Again, I'm a horrible person.
That's a whole different show. Tune in to Speak Live Radio for. So who you got? Who you got?
Honestly, I think
our way too early predictions right here on
look,
Unnamed.
The Steelers, as long as Big Ben continues to be Big Ben, have the most potent offense in the league.
Yeah,
like their offense is scary. When they're all healthy, they are scary. Now, but the reason they didn't get their defense is lacking. So if they continue to add to that
the
side
paper
of the ball,
mache curtain.
Yeah, jeez, it's not steel anymore.
Yeah.
It's it's maybe the plastic curtain. It's not. It's bend but don't break.
Saran wrap.
Yeah. But so I think probably the Steelers for the AFC because they were right there.
Yeah.
I think the Jags still, look, if Bortles continues to take, even if they're baby steps, they're still steps forward. The Jags defense isn't going anywhere either.
Cool.
And then as far as from the NFC, this was an ugly year for the NFC. So I really have no idea. I'll say
Alex Smith.
Yeah, why not? We'll say
Redskins.
Redskins.
Go with
Steelers.
your team.
We'll say Redskins.
All right, Steve,
Steelers.
who you got?
It ain't gonna happen, but
ooh. I want to see Cam go back.
Okay.
I really think the Panthers. I think if some of those receivers on the Panthers didn't drop passes that hit them right in the numbers, the Panthers would have beat the Saints. Which that game was a toss up to me.
Yeah.
Drew Brees looks great. The Saints did look pretty good. Drew Brees, it looked like Drew Brees, but I think Father Time is closer to Drew Brees than he is to Tom Brady.
Yes.
Yes. So with
Yes.
with that on the line. I mean, and honestly, they beat the Vikings if it wasn't really for basically a lucky play.
No,
which, I mean,
bad
I don't know if
defense.
you say it's lucky, but yeah, bad defense.
Well, a saddening play.
yeah,
I mean,
a very bad decision was made on that play. Yeah, so
All right, who else you got?
either the Rams or the Eagles, those two teams.
Wow, giving the
Vikings,
Rams a lot of love.
The Vikings didn't look bad. But I still feel like they should have lost to the Saints. They almost gave that
their
game
quarterback
away.
So who's
situation
your
makes me
AFC?
nervous.
Panthers, and I said the Rams or the Eagles.
That's both NFC.
That's
No,
NFC.
wait. Hold up.
I was trying to let him finish too.
Wait, time out. Oh, I did. Oh my gosh. It is. My
Well,
bad.
just go ahead.
Daggone it. Daggone it. Break it out.
I thought we were gonna have. I thought we were
We're
gonna
about to
have
have
a
have a
I thought we were gonna have a perfect
chain
show,
have a Monique free. Monique free show. Monique
All
is
right.
out. Monique wants to make an appearance.
Monique's here.
What I was thinking and what I was looking at is two different things. The Jaguars defense always, a good defense like that will always
Gives you a
take you
chance.
far.
Jags.
I was thinking Jags instead of Panthers. Jags, I still don't like Bortles, but I mean he did get them all the way to
The
losing
NFC
to Tom Brady.
NFC
I mean,
championship.
so with that being said, you have to give them another shot, and I think the Steelers were another one touchdown away, even
All right,
with
you picked
that
like
ragged,
6 teams.
even with that ragged defense.
And then the Broncos, if they get
They get Kirk Cousins.
but then
John Elway
I
is,
don't
out here inappropriately doing things.
so
terrible.
But no, I think the Jags and the Steelers, and then if I have to take two, God,
All right.
to me it's so tough between.
We
the
already got
Eagles.
your
I want
teams.
the Panthers to go. I want the
you
Panthers.
picked the Final Four.
There we go. That's fine.
You gave us the Final Four. I asked for Super Bowl. You gave me a Final Four. But those are good teams. I feel like the Jags are going to have an off season next year. That
Jags
seems
are
like one of
coming.
the, that seems like the good team
That comes back
that's going to
Well,
have a fallout.
Well, they're going to have a harder schedule
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
Because once you're the number one seed, then you usually play other number one seeds from the other divisions.
Right.
Those kinds of things. So they should theoretically have a harder schedule. That's
And I
year
hope
to
it's
year.
not true, but I think the Rams are going to be the fallout team in the NFC.
I don't know. I know you're trying to
think so.
replace them with the Niners. I know.
No, not even for that sake. Just for the sake that they weren't good last year, and then this year they just had a really good
okay,
season.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the baby genius, man. They got
Yeah.
my former Redskin.
We'll see. But and like I said, I hope it doesn't happen because I like the Rams. I like watching them play. Todd Gurley's a really good player, fun
Yeah.
to watch. Golf is impressive. But I got to go with my team. I got to go with the 49ers.
You're putting the
I'm
Niners in the
Niners
Super
up there.
Bowl?
Super
Wow.
Bowl. Come on.
Not with Carlos Hyde.
No one thought Philly was going to be. Nobody picked Philly to be in the
No,
Super Bowl.
they did not. They were picking the Giants to get there though.
Hey,
which is a
I
joke.
actually thought Giants were going to be a lot better.
I know.
Giants would have been good if all their wide receivers didn't get hurt.
Brandon Marshall was still around.
No, he got hurt
He didn't get hurt until
week
Like,
5.
no, but then he was
4 or
still
5?
around. He was still
Barely.
puttering around.
He was hurt.
Like
And when you lose Odell Beckham, and I don't know if you're that hurt, how can you do a commercial like that? How can you jump like that still?
well, that was with cables, but even still, why are you in commercials? Why are you in commercials that continue to add questions to your live?
I mean,
your lifestyle.
I felt like that
Yeah.
commercial was his coming
Yeah.
out of the closet moment.
Eh.
He
Yeah,
came
I
all the way out, guys.
I said lifestyle.
He came all the way out.
I wasn't gonna go ahead and put all those things in the streets. But
I mean, he came all the way out. It's all good. No big deal. Hey, it's
Eli
2018.
Eli assisted, and I say Eli
Come out
was
if you
moving.
want.
I was like, "Go ahead, Eli."
Come out if you want.
Live your life.
Eli was getting it. He was getting it. He was getting after it.
How was Eli in so many Super Bowl commercials?
What was the other one?
He was in like the
They
same
were-
commercial,
they
but
were-
5 different versions.
Yeah, they were NFL commercials,
Oh,
but
I
it was
didn't
like
see
5
that.
of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was all over the
It
place.
was at
Him
least
and Peyton Manning.
4. Yeah.
Well, I saw Peyton doing what was that? Was it Disney World?
I don't even
I don't
remember. I remember seeing his face in a commercial. I don't
Peyton
remember
had
what the
Peyton had a
commercial
funny
was.
Yeah.
one.
The commercials were kind of like the NFL season. I know it happened, but Yeah.
Best one was Missy Elliott in Busta Rhymes.
By far.
With
Yeah, I
Morgan
think that
Freeman.
was it's like
I did not know that PepsiCo owned Doritos, so that's the reason why that commercial even made sense.
I didn't.
I just read an
yeah.
article. I didn't even know.
I
Now,
didn't
Pepsi and Coke own a lot of other products.
Just stuff
Yeah.
that you don't even realize.
Yeah.
But that was cool that they like cross branded it because like one was a
Yeah.
hot chip
yeah,
with a refreshingly cold drink.
yeah.
right.
Buy
was good.
both.
That was
Today.
probably the
Yeah,
only
right.
commercial I liked besides what other one? That was it.
We
That was
just
the
don't
only
have Budweiser frogs and stuff anymore. Like there's
Yeah.
no series where it's like that's
one.
hilarious.
But the problem too, we see so much stuff online that's funny every day. You can't really. We're not. I don't know. We're not waiting for commercials like we used to.
It's hard to hit us too with like original ideas that we haven't seen. It gets harder every year because you see more stuff. The
Yeah.
amount of information we take in because of walking around with a big computer in our pocket. It's hard to make a commercial that's as entertaining and funny, especially when it's expected to be entertaining and funny. You
Yeah.
know.
Yep. But and then the halftime show was dope. I don't care what anybody says. You can all go somewhere.
The dopest part of the halftime
man.
show was that Justin Timberlake daggone came out with a shoe that sold for $3,000 that night.
Hey.
My cousin
Man.
missed it by literally 0.1 seconds, and they resold that shoe that night, a size 12, because he's a sneakerhead. The
Yeah.
cousin that was there, somebody had rebought that shoe in a size 12 for $2,500
Wow.
that night, and they
Wow.
paid $200 for those shoes.
It's crazy.
That's
Man.
crazy.
I thought when they lit the city up with the purple lights, that
That
was dope.
That was probably one of the best moments of
That was
the night.
Yeah.
that was the best moment. Like that was amazing. The rest of the performance, I was just kind of like, whatever. Like, I don't think it was bad, but there was nothing that made me go, "Oh wow, that was dope." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
One of the
It's-
best moments was.
I mean, I thought
yeah.
it was dope that he just performed. He didn't have to bring out a whole bunch of people. He didn't have to bring Janet out like, oh, ha, ha,
I was
ha,
definitely
funny.
waiting on
He
somebody.
didn't have to bring in Sync out. Like, he's a
Yeah.
dope performer. He proved that he can do it by himself.
Oh yeah, no, we all knew that Justin could do that. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a beast.
But it's dope. And honestly, he just kept playing hit after hit.
But what was he wearing though?
What you mean?
He's
I mean,
wearing
he
some-
had
he
he
was
had on
wearing
Jordans,
an
but
elk
he
shirt.
looked like he was about to go hunting after the halftime show. I mean,
And he looked like a blood.
it was like some camo, it was like some camo pants and I don't know what kind of shirt it was.
Yeah.
And
It's
red
it's called
bandana.
on Justin Timberlake, and I just made $80 million in a night.
Yeah. All right, it's time for the real show. Right now, we got to jump into the NBA. Like I said, if you're an Eagles fan, you can call in and talk your mess about your Eagles winning. But we are going to jump into the NBA right now. Some big games tonight. Some big trade rumors happening. John Wall's hurt and a little upset at his teammates. So we're going to let
He's
Josh
not
talk about that.
upset.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
See, there you go.
There's a war in the locker room.
Stir.
Man, I'm about to turn this TV off. You guys can't handle it.
I wasn't watching it.
Steve's turned all the way around.
I just
yeah,
looked one time.
Steve's turned all the way around.
I can get a glance in when you're not paying attention.
Oh, you can. You're right in front of the TV. You picked a good. You picked a good TV seat.
Yeah.
But
Uh-oh, we got a call?
yeah, and I know it's going to interrupt the NBA, and it's going to end up going in a direction that we just ended. But we'll let him say it anyways because he is a Philly fan. Simply T, what's good?
What up, fellas? How's everybody doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing really, really good, man. It's been a good week.
Been a good week.
Great week, actually.
Got a birthday. Got a new show starting, and his Eagles won.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us how you feel.
Oh, yeah. Man, it was a great birthday present. Incredible birthday present. Like, and I ain't gonna lie, I shed a tear. You know, I shed a little tear.
Oh,
Just one.
I
just
gotta
one.
admit it. You know, I did, man, because and you see a lot of reaction videos, and a lot of big, strong men were shedding little tears over the Eagles
Kobe.
winning because it ain't even really. It ain't
as
even
you
about
burn
the
the city
game.
down. As you burn the city down, Simply T.
As you burn the city down, yeah. You know, it's mixed emotions.
Damn
you know what
shame
I'm
that they
saying?
did that quickie mark on the corner.
but what a lot of people don't understand, like it was definitely way more than a game. Because if you're from Philly, it's always a sense of it's a great city, but you always feel like we're always on like the brink. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we we're not New York, we're not LA. You know what I'm saying?
You're
Like,
not DC.
it's a good city. Huh?
You're not DC.
Oh gosh.
I mean, this guy. I think we got DC. I think we got DC.
No,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, I think we got DC.
No.
I think Philly got DC. What?
No.
What? Nah, you disagree?
Well, no. Like I understand what you mean, though. You feel like you're always the little brother of cities.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said DC.
So,
I understand. You're in between. You're in between us and New York and then Boston. And
we're not. What do you mean? In between us, DC is less than Philly?
No. I mean more just geographically. Like you're kind of there. You know what I'm saying? Like just in terms of the East Coast.
We're not kind of there. No,
no. It's no
don't
shade.
Play me like
no,
that.
there was no shade. I'm saying just in terms of north to south, Boston, New York. Then there's Jersey that has a couple cities, and then Philly, then DC.
Nah, man. I hate where you're going with this whole statement that you're making right now.
It's nothing bad.
He's talking about geography.
I was talking about geography. I'm not even playing your city.
I thought you were talking about like we're just a hidden little tucked away city.
No,
that gets
but people like I do feel like
you're
in
definitely
terms
not
of,
hidden this week.
I definitely feel like people do forget about Philly
Follow
in terms
the fire
of
truck.
in terms of cities. Like when you hear people talk about traveling and that kind of stuff, people don't talk about Philly as much. I'm just saying look, me and Quan are Uber drivers. When they tell me where they gone, they always say, "Oh, I went to New York. Oh, I just got back from DC." I don't hear a lot of Phillies. I'm just giving you the fact.
About to go to Philly for a vacation.
How many times have you heard I just got back from DC?
What? All the time. Actually, people go to the Smithsonian. No, people go to the Smithsonian all the time. People go see the cherry blossoms.
Man.
We got the cherry blossoms. We got the White House.
We got the Liberty. We got
you got the Liberty Bell. You got the Rocky Steps. Yeah. You have the market.
We got the Philadelphia Arts. The art. Yep. The Art Museum.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Yep.
The Franklin Institute.
You got. Look, trust me. I love Philly. One of my ex-girlfriends. She's a news anchor there now. I'm good with the city.
You say she's one of your ex-girlfriends is a what?
News anchor. She's on NBC, I believe. That's NBC.
Oh, okay.
And T, you can't see him right now. I'm not sure if you watch it online, but he's actually wearing the Dr. J jersey right now.
I'm rocking for you guys. I will never wear an Eagle jersey, but as far as Sixers,
you represent the Sixers. That's another positive right there.
Which the problem is he did not realize until I called him out that Philly is playing the Wizards tonight.
It's all right.
And so he's repping Philly.
It happens. I'm not repping. I said I'm not repping Ben Simmons. I don't have a JoJo jersey on. I got on Doc.
Hold up.
And this is old Doc at that. This is Bush. This is Afro Doc.
I know we're talking about the Super Bowl. That's a big story. But we burying in the lead right now. So you're telling me my man is a Washington Wizards fan.
Hold on.
And he's wearing a Philly jersey.
He's wearing a Philly jersey.
When they play Philly tonight?
When they play him tonight. That's unheard of.
Wait, hold on.
That's unheard of.
Hold on. You just said you're burying the league right now? Quan, pull up the standings.
Yeah, that's the lead
pull up the daggone standings.
Story right here. We got to examine this from a psychological standpoint. What made you get that Philly jersey today?
Because the Eagles won. I already said the Eagles won.
He's giving a shout out to Philly.
I don't have any. I have no Eagles jerseys. I mean, I won't buy one. If anything, it would be like a Reggie White or a Jerome Brown, just to to pay homage.
Yeah.
But no.
I got you.
You know what I mean? But no, Donovan and Randall Cunningham. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy any of those. I'm not gonna buy a TO, like anything like that.
Well, I got you, my man. The Philly win was a big deal for anybody from Philly, who lived in Philly, who understands what it means for us to get that. Like, Quan hit me up when they won, and I said, man, it just felt like a release. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what she said.
Been having heartbreak after heartbreak, year after year, always in the playoffs or playoff adjacent, real close, a respectable team for years, but never getting that brass ring. So to finally do it, it's like a major release. It feels good to get that monkey off our back. And now we got to figure out what the deal is between Foles and Wentz. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, here's what it is. Wentz, I feel, is a franchise-level quarterback. Great quarterback. You got to hold on to him.
Okay.
But Foles, he brought us our first one. So when it's time for him to go get that money,
I'm waving him.
if Wentz
Thank
doesn't
you.
produce and Foles produces somewhere else, where does that leave the Philly fan base? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying,
Uh-oh. We lose Simply
to
T.
the first title to your city, go, but somebody's going to have to go because Foles can't play backup after this. He can't.
Sure he can.
I don't think so.
Sure he
I think
can.
his stock definitely rolls, and he got to have to get paid by somebody. But the question is, you know, what does that mean for Wentz now?
Well, here, I'll say this. Foles already fooled the league once on this. He fooled Steve's Rams. It was called, I had a Pro Bowl season. He got paid $70 million. He went down to St. Louis and looked like trash Foles, and then came back to the Eagles with his tail between his legs. Got another decent deal. He got a good deal. What we talked about earlier, actually, I'm not sure if you know about his contract, but the way his contract is set up, if he's still on the roster this time next year, his contract gets voided. So you actually are in a position where you do need to trade him because he's going to walk. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can't really, like, I don't even think they can tear up the contract. Like, the only thing that you really could do is ride it out, and then basically if Carson doesn't perform next year, then, you know, Carson is under contract for 3 more years. And since
and you definitely want to ride with Carson because he's younger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He definitely has a franchise feel about him. You know what I'm saying? Just the way he carries himself. You know, he's somebody you can build a team around. It seems. But
Quan and our caller earlier, Desiree said, you know, look, in the end, he put you in position to be the number 1 seed.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was done through Wentz. That wasn't done through anybody else. Now Foles produced and got the job done, but all the way going like the reason you guys were an underdog week after week was really because of Foles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't now
And
whether he rose to that or didn't isn't the point, but but there's a stigma just associated with Foles himself.
And if Wentz stays healthy,
let me say this.
If Wentz stays real quick, T, if Wentz stays healthy, he could be a top 5 quarterback for the next 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
He's still super young.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't even be having this conversation about Foles if it wasn't for that Minnesota game. I feel like I've seen a corner get turned at that Minnesota game, and this dude brought it. You know, I'm like, okay, Foles, I mean, he getting kind of comfortable now.
Yeah.
Then in the Super Bowl, he brought it again.
Yeah, he didn't look
I
bad.
think he went toe-to-toe with Brady.
Yeah, he
to the
didn't.
point
He
to
didn't
where
shrink.
They ran basically the same play that Brady tried to run, that trick, that quarterback, pass play or whatever. They ran the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to me, that was a smack in the face of the New England Patriots. Like, hey, we're going to do it better than y'all. You know what I'm saying? With our backup quarterback. So I feel like Foles did a good job of stepping up to the challenge of facing a Hall of Fame quarterback like Brady, because at the end of the day, the defense did not win us. Even though the defense got those last stops, that wasn't a defensive game.
No, not at all.
You know, that was an offensive game. And Foles stepped up to the plate, man. That was the one thing that, as a Philly fan, that was the one thing I did not want it to be. I did not want it to be an offensive game, and it was. And Foles, he stuck with it, and he hung in there with one of the best. Well, that's my time. I ain't trying to monopolize what y'all got going on, man. I just want to call in, rep Philly real quick, man, and appreciate you guys for talking about it. And I appreciate my man for wearing a Dr. J jersey and showing the love. You know, much love to you, man. Even though you're from D.C., I'll forgive you for that. But Philly all the way, baby.
Yeah. Happy birthday, man. I might make it to the club on Friday.
Nah, man. Stop lying to me,
I'll
dog.
see what's up. I'll see what's up.
Yeah, which means you will not be there.
No, you said,
Peace out.
That's right.
All right, peace.
That's right.
And you can check out Simply T's new show starting this Friday called The Weekend, every Friday from 6 to 10 on 88.1 KCP out here locally in Las Vegas, or Power88FM.com. So make sure you check them out there. But man, big shout out to T for calling in.
We should have been talking about my party, man. I'm getting some promotion through Power.
Let's do it. Oh, you are?
Oh no,
okay.
no. I mean, just I was talking about talking to him.
Okay,
I didn't realize that was what he did.
Maybe he'll talk about it on Friday.
I might need to get some shameless plugs.
Yeah.
Please,
for sure.
Please, I need 1,000 people at this masquerade ball, man.
1,000.
Look, 1,500 would be better.
Listen, if 1,000 Philly fans could destroy the city, we can get 1,000 Vegas people to come to Josh's party.
Okay, thank you. No destruction.
No destruction. I mean, don't
I
destruct.
need a party a month. I'm looking for one party a month. Next month is this month is a masquerade ball. Next month is 80s themed. So it's Miami Vice. Cyndi Lauper, dress up like Madonna,
Magic
dress up
Swanson?
like sure, dress up like Prince, Michael Jackson, the whole deal.
Dr. J.
Sure, that's
Anything.
80s.
A bunch
It
of
is.
guys showing up in blouses.
Whoa.
Prince,
I
baby.
don't,
Prince.
I don't know if I want my party to go in that direction,
Not that
but
direction.
it still works. Still works for sure.
Yeah. Let's get back to the NBA. Back to the NBA. Actually, starting the NBA, we talked about talking about it. And
We
then,
talked about talking about it.
And then a Philly fan called in at the wrong time. All right, a lot of stuff's been going on. We'll start with your Wizards.
Okay.
You say there's not a controversy in the locker room, but
No, and I'm glad it got quelched. I'll say this. I think I said this on Thursday. I hit John Wall up right after he got hurt, like almost immediately. I think it was like after the first game that he was hurt, and I was like, look, we aren't friends. I've met him before. I know him through some of my other people, but like I don't know him.
Right.
And so I hit him up and I was like, look, just so you know, I'm another fan, and I just want you to know that this is what's coming. You're going to get hurt. You're hurt.
Yeah.
You're done for a month, 2 months, whatever it is. We're going to get hot. Everyone is going to say, oh, we don't need John.
yeah.
The team's better without John. Don't listen to it, because that is the nature of DC fans. That's the nature of DC fans. That's the nature of that's what we do. We don't like John Wall legitimately is one of the top 5 Wizards of all time. Now, that isn't saying whether or not that he's that great or the Wizards have been that bad, but these are the facts.
Right, yeah.
It just is what it is. He's already like top 5, top 3 in a lot of statistical categories, and I think he's already like probably 1 or 2 in assists in all time on our team. So he has been a great Wizard, Bullet, whatever you wish to call it. He has been a great version of that on our team. So for the talking heads on ESPN to jump on it, and then now fans are doing it, I'm just like, I'm sick and tired of DC fans when it comes to our players. Support your players. It was all like, the last couple of years, John's the Wall star and all this other stuff. John's had a bad season for John, but he's still out there averaging 20 a game.
Still balling.
And still getting you 9, 10 assists a game. He's played well. The team has not played great overall. That isn't just on John. They have not coached well overall. That isn't on John.
Yeah.
So,
but at the same time, they're still 4th in the East, tied with Cleveland for 3rd.
Yep.
So they could overtake them at any moment.
The second Cleveland loses another game.
Yeah.
Because that's coming.
And I don't think this happens just in Washington. I think when a star player goes out and they've already been having a struggling season, the team either plays horrible or they step up and play really good for a small stint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like they can do this for the rest of the year without John Wall. It's not like they can go to the playoffs with this team
and do
more than they could do if they had a playoff team with John Wall on it.
Yeah.
So I think that overreaction happens a lot where you win 5 games in a row, you're like, oh, they're better without John Wall. It's like, look at what John Wall's done for the past 6 years. How long has he been in the league?
He's been in the league 7 years
7 years now?
Yeah.
So it happens. I mean, I've heard it at times when being a Laker fan, Kobe got hurt, and then Lakers would win a game without Kobe. Oh, see, they passed the ball more. Of course they're going to play different without their star player.
They have to.
Right,
you have to play a way different game.
We have to play. It's the sum of our parts.
Yeah.
We have to. But I mean, Bill came out after he said what he said and like kind of threw water on the fire and was there's Tom Petty. There he is.
Oh gosh.
But and basically he was just like, if you honestly think that we're a better team without John Wall, like, stop. And I said the exact same thing. I was like, if you honestly think that we're a better team with Thomas Satoransky and Frazier running the point guard position on our team, don't talk to me about basketball anymore. Like, just don't.
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing to say to you because literally you have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just fans get caught up in their emotion.
Yeah.
And as sad as it is, I don't even. I think this is kind of strong, but most fans, and most is pretty strong, most fans don't really know about the sport that they're a fan of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like most fans, like they see the dunks, they see the 3-pointers, they see the flashy plays.
They know the game on the level. They
Right.
don't know underneath.
They understand the entertainment part of the game, and that's
Sure.
what they're a fan of. They're not a fan of what's actually happening
Yeah.
behind the scenes, what's actually happening to make those things great. They don't want to see that. They want to be entertained, and that's where most fans fall. So when you're having a season where you're not winning every game or have that feeling that you're winning every game because you're winning so much, fans get that, what's wrong with our team?
Yeah.
And then a player goes down, star player, second best player, and you win 3 or 4 games in a row. This team's better without him because and their mind is so short. What have you done for me lately? You know, what have we done today? But they never, because they're so worried about being entertained, they don't stop and think, well, we're in 4th place, 8 seeds make it to the playoffs. We're not doing bad. We might be in 3rd place next week. Like, you know what I mean? Like they don't see that aspect of it.
Well,
we just have to.
I think with Washington, though, I think the frustration of them being stuck in the same spot year after year, being a 3rd to 5th seed, and honestly, like the way Wall has played this year, we've talked about it all season on this show. He has not looked like John Wall, and even though he's putting up good numbers, he's still not looking like John Wall. And when you expect John Wall to step on the floor and he hasn't been looking the same, you are gonna question that as a fan, and it's frustrating because this dude's supposed to be one of the best players in the league. He's getting paid like it. He should play like it. So even though he is playing really good and you can't afford not to have him, I still understand the frustration from a fan perspective. Being in the Eastern Conference, Washington needs to take advantage of that. The players need to take advantage of that.
But
They're better than the Raptors in my mind.
Yeah.
So they could be the 2nd seed.
Sure.
You know? So, and I think that's where the frustration from the fans comes
mean,
because they know they should be better than they are.
I get that. I get that. But the simple fact that, because see, I saw them do this with RG3.
Yeah.
Like just in terms of, going just a quick step back. That's probably the closest that we've done it.
Yeah.
I've seen them do this with Nationals, and I'm not even a National fan, but I still see my timeline. I still see people talking bad about players that have like killed for their team, and it's like, dude, like basically back your guys. Like there are people on my team that I will just like Dave, like he doesn't like Roberson. Gortat to me is like very, very frustrating. Like I love what he can do, but then just the way that the game is played now, I know we need more out of that position or a different kind of player. And if he's not doing his few things well, like, cause he'll just thumb layups. Like he'll get, like John will get in there, give him a pass, and and it's like, that ain't John's fault. Like, you know what I mean? I can't pass it and make it too. Like, you know what I mean? I'm passing it, praying I'm making the right basketball decision.
You can't pass it and catch it.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, and I think he's the easiest one to want to get rid of, too, on the Wizards. Because,
talking about Gortat?
Yeah, Gortat.
Well, I think he's probably our oldest player.
Oldest player, not even being the oldest player. I mean, he's slowing down more, but he's at a position where that type of center isn't really needed in the game right now. Yeah. And if you are that type of center, you better be really good.
You got to be uber something.
Because even look, who else is a type of center like that?
Rudy Gobert.
You could even look at Boogie Cousins, but Cousins does a lot of other.
But
Cousins does
athletic,
a lot of other stuff.
He's athletic. Probably Hassan Whiteside is that kind of a player, but he's more of a defensive minded version of that. But
that's about it. I mean, you don't really have that many players like that in the NBA still. I mean, you even look at someone like Brook Lopez, who steps out and takes threes now. Cousins, like we said, takes threes now. These centers are at the 3-point line.
Yeah,
they're more athletic. If your team doesn't have an athletic center, you're not playing with a center.
Yeah,
you're throwing a power forward in there. We see that with the Warriors a lot.
Yeah,
Draymond's been playing a lot of center.
Yeah, and Draymond's already a small 4.
Yeah, exactly.
How the hell is he playing 5? Like, what is this?
So I think for the Wizards, that's the easiest person to want to get rid of. I don't know if they're going to be able to, because no other team is really going to want that type of center if you know that doesn't work, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're trying to go after DeAndre Jordan, which a lot of teams are, but what they would have to give up would be a lot. And that's the only way. It's hard because Wizards don't have a lot of room. They have some good players that they could trade. But you're giving up something good for something good, and it's going to leave you on the same level because now, okay, we added this piece that we needed,
But
but
we
lost
take-
this piece.
We lost. Look, I gained an arm but lost a leg.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
exactly.
So
what
I think
what are we
Wizards are in
doing?
a tough position,
Yeah.
for the trade deadline. And just a reminder, Thursday's show is at 11 a.m. We're going to be talking about NBA trades that are happening, that could happen. The deadline is at noon. So we'll just recap everything that happened, get all the latest trades that are coming in. And we have the Let the Ball Bounce crew in here that day with us. So it's going to be a packed house.
It's
Hopefully,
gonna be real hot in here.
yeah, hopefully the AC is working. I might bring a swamp cooler and just leave the door open.
We're turning off all the lights. Come on, turn these daggone lights
No,
off.
these lights aren't hot. That's even worse. These lights bring no
Look,
heat,
look
and it's
here.
just hot.
Me and Steve are black. If it's hot, turn the lights off.
No.
Turn them daggone lights off in here. It's hot as I don't know what the heck are these lights off for.
And be still. Stop moving so much.
Stop breathing. Stop breathing.
That's great. No, real talk. Like, stop moving. Daggone getting all this heat.
We'll have a lot of ice water in the fridge that day.
Thank you.
But make sure you tune in for that. That's going to be fun. So, don't watch NBA.com. Don't watch ESPN. Watch Guerilla Cross. We'll give you the trades.
We'll give you what you need.
Because we're going to be watching NBA TV and be on NBA.com. And we'll just relay the message to you. But they get a lot of hits already. So if you're our friends, watch our station, please. It'll be worth it. So a lot of trade rumors happening. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Some big games tonight. Philly, like you're wearing Philly's jersey, does play the Wizards. That's going to be on TNT. And then the late game is OKC going to Golden State. OKC's been struggling, and Dave has an apology on Thursday he wants to give for
if they lose to the Warriors.
When they lose to the Warriors.
Oh,
listen,
that's win,
they're
huh?
struggling ever since Roberson.
Robertson.
I never
know how to say his name either.
Yeah.
but
And they say it
it's-
different on
it's-
TV all the time.
It's Robertson.
Robertson has went out, and you know how Dave feels about them. So we're gonna let Dave talk about that.
You know how
on
Dave feels
Thursday.
about Roberson.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Robertson. Tomato.
Riberson.
Just change the vowel. Just
Yeah, really,
anytime.
right?
But and I like seeing OKC, lose because the more they lose, the closer we get to Paul George being a Laker. Which Lakers announced today
You're gonna
somehow.
be so sad if he goes to the Clippers. You would be.
He's not going to the
heated.
Clippers.
Hey, I'm just saying.
He's not going to the Clippers.
If it happened though.
I wouldn't be sad. I'm not in love with Paul George. It's not something where
Oh, you're in love with him.
No,
you
I'm
have
definitely not.
Paul George draws on right
No.
now, Quan.
no.
Right now. And they're emblazing in Laker
Nah.
Laker purple and gold.
I'm not one of those people that puts on makes a Laker jersey of a player that's not even going to be there or not even there yet.
Those people always they worry me.
Well, here's the problem, and this is
Yeah.
why there's some dumb Laker fans out there. I saw
Okay.
when OKC went to LA the first time, a dude had a Paul George jersey, Laker number 13 jersey on. I'm gonna ask you, what do you think the problem is with that?
Oh geez.
What do you think the problem is
geez.
with that?
Come on.
A Paul George number 13.
Don't think too hard. This is an easy one.
It's very easy.
Okay, I
that
gave you a
number,
hint.
but that number belonged to a Laker that
A Laker great.
was great,
That-
and it shouldn't be going to George.
Which
Why
Laker?
is that jersey retired or
Which-
not,
which
or
Laker?
should it be retired?
Which Laker?
I'm imagining that jersey should be retired
Okay,
if it's not.
Which
but
already.
is
Laker?
it? But I'm saying, is it or should it be?
Ooh, it should be.
It should be retired,
Should
but
be.
it's not yet.
What Laker?
What Laker? I'll give you a
No,
hint.
no more hits. I already gave him enough.
His initials are WC.
Hold up.
WC.
Will Chamberlain.
Stop,
Steve.
stop. It's not
Will
Will
Chamberlain.
That's my
Steve.
first thought. I was
Will
like,
Chamberlain.
shut up.
Steve.
Wait,
You notice? Wait.
wait.
I've noticed on all the replays. Every time
I
you
was
give
about-
no. Every time you give Steve the answer. Oh, I was gonna say that.
Will Chamberlain. Steve.
You don't
Look,
give me.
the second he said
I don't wanna
13.
say you don't give me enough time,
The
but-
second he said 13 and Paul George, and he's like, "What's the problem?" I was like, "Oh, that's Will Chamberlain."
Yeah.
I was like the second he was like, "What?" Like I didn't realize where he was going because I was just like, "Oh no," because the Lakers aren't my team, so I have to think about it. But it's like,
The Lakers ain't my team either. And
but that is
real
Will
talk,
Chamberlain.
Will Chamberlain was before my time. I know a lot about Will Chamberlain.
Listen,
Honestly,
Will Chamberlain's
I didn't
number
know.
is retired 3 places.
Wait.
I didn't know Will Chamberlain's number for the Lakers.
Wait.
No,
wait.
it
I didn't
was
know
always
that.
13 his
Wait.
whole career. It was always 13.
No, I'm saying I just didn't know his number. Period.
Listen,
I didn't know
there's
his
some
number.
player.
Like, that
there's
was
some
a,
players.
you know,
If you're a fan of any sport, that player was never before your time.
Yeah.
Will Chamberlain's one of those athletes.
Like,
that,
what's Jim Brown's number
listen.
right now? What's Jim Brown's number?
But listen, real quick.
Very important.
Will Chamberlain's a player that is all time. Like, it doesn't matter what year you start watching basketball.
You have to go back.
You always know who Will Chamberlain is. He's always in the NBA.
Like, what number is Bill Russell?
Michael Jordan will always be in the NBA.
Come on, Steve.
I don't know Bill Russell's number. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know the number. Like,
Bill Russell's number 6.
Like, what he like? All right, when he said WC, exactly what rolled through my head. WC, Wilt Chamberlain. Then I started thinking, is Wilt Chamberlain's number 13? Now, seriously, because I don't know his number. Like,
Steve, you work with numbers all day as a poker and a dealer.
It's math. At this point, I'm a robot, bro. I could do that in my sleep. Like, I don't
Fair
even
enough.
know. Like, I have to think. Like,
No,
you know,
I understand.
you know
'Cause,
what
I mean,
Like,
if you hit me with football jersey numbers, I won't get a lot of them.
yeah. So
Really?
I'm trying to put
Yeah.
all these facts together,
Jerry Rice.
80.
and then my thought is,
Come on.
why is Will
Come on,
Chamberlain's
favorite
jersey
players.
not retired? Like, that's what I'm.
Yeah, no.
And-
Wilt,
in LA,
Wilt,
yeah.
Wilt's retired for the Warriors, for
Yep.
the Sixers, and for the Lakers.
Yep.
And the Warriors and Sixers, that one always makes me nervous because like he was a Warrior, and then when they moved to because the Warriors were the Philadelphia Warriors, and then when they moved
to San Francisco,
he did not move, and I don't remember how that happened, but he basically
He said, "I'm not
stayed.
moving."
Yeah, basically he stayed, and then he was
Start
a
my
Sixer.
own team.
He was a Sixer. He was a Sixer.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah,
All right.
but yeah, Jim Brown. Don't think I forgot about it.
Jim
Jim Brown's easy,
I
but
don't-
that's right back to Quan's point though. There's certain players
Yeah,
like Joe Montana. What's Joe Montana's number?
Was it
Sweet,
4?
sweet,
It was
sweet,
Joe Montana is 16.
sweet 16.
16,
And then, all right, Walter Payton.
I'm thinking Jerry Rice's number is 80.
Okay, Walter
No, I
Payton.
already gave you that
Payton
answer. He
was
just answered it.
33? 34? 34? I
Emmett
knew it was
Smith.
30 something.
Emmett Smith.
22.
Okay.
Okay.
I just
Michael-
like jersey
America's
numbers.
team.
Like
America's
I know
team.
I'm somewhere.
Michael
like in
Irvin.
there. Like Michael Irvin was 88.
Yep.
There you go.
I was a
Okay.
wide
So
receiver.
you know.
Like so
You know
I watched Michael Irvin. I
Tom
watched
Brady.
Jerry Rice is my
Tom Brady.
favorite. Tom Brady's 12. Like
That's
Well,
12.
I
I
see.
just saw it
That's
yesterday.
12. 12.
Like,
12
you know,
don't play.
yeah.
12. That's 12 right there.
Yeah.
You leave 12 alone.
What teams have Michael Jordan's number retired?
Oh,
We've already done this. This is an
Oh.
old trivia question. I'm bringing it out the bag.
The Bulls.
Okay. And there's one team he never actually played for. Oh, he don't know it.
We've talked about this on the show.
He gave me the dog like
Yeah.
head tilt, like what?
That he didn't.
we've
that
already
he didn't
had-
play for.
We've had this on the show
and they
before.
retired his jersey.
Because that's how we knew LeBron was going to one of these two teams when he said he wasn't going to wear 23 anymore the next year.
Oh, that's actually interesting. I never thought
Yeah.
of it like that.
We talked about it on the show. You guys don't pay attention.
No, that one I don't remember. I don't remember
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah, because LeBron that whole season was like, oh, I'm giving up number
Retiring
23 because 23 should be retired in the
Retired.
NBA.
Now he's back wearing.
and now he's back
23.
wearing 23,
Whatever.
which shows in hindsight he was either going to
Yeah.
the Bulls or the Miami Heat.
Thanks, squad. Good job.
How did the Heat? Why?
when
Explain-
during
'Cause he did-
Jordan's
he-
retirement retirement year,
He ripped him apart so much that
Pat Riley basically was like your jersey. So it's like a half Bull, half Heat jersey that's retired
yeah.
in the rafters.
Out of respect, and honestly, I do think 23 should be retired
league
throughout
wide.
the NBA, just like
League-wide.
Jackie Robinson in Major League Baseball.
Well, I mean, I feel
There's a different reason.
I respect it. I respect what you're saying on that. But then then you could start saying 13 because then Will Chamberlain's that great. Like you could
but
start,
Jordan is the best of the best, so you
Well-
kind of start with him.
It's tough. That's a tough one. I think Jackie Robinson's number, it represented more than truthfully him in the number itself.
Yeah.
Jordan's number, people wanted to be like Jordan. Like everyone wanted to wear 23.
Yeah.
When I was a kid,
Thanks,
I
Gatorade.
wanted to wear 23 up until I got to like a certain age, and it was like anytime somebody wore 23, it was like, "Oh, you trying to be Michael? Oh, we about to bake you." Like, so I just stopped. I started wearing my own number.
Yeah.
So,
It's because Gatorade brainwashed your kids.
pretty much.
You like Mike?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So That's the Jersey trivia segment
Jersey segment
of the show. Steve's nervous over there. He's like clicking his pen like no more questions.
Sweating like a
No
hooker
more
in
questions.
church.
No more questions. Wes Unseld.
Wes Unseld's 41. Don't play
All right.
me.
You had to say his name.
Well, no. I just
says
had
you
to,
had to think about it.
No. I had
Psychology. Come on, Psychology 101. Oh, Wes Unseld. That's number 41, of course.
I had to think.
When you asked me Jerry Rice, I didn't say Jerry Rice 80. I said 80.
Yeah, because that's 80. 41 is an awkward, weird number to begin with. So it's like, hold on, let me go ahead and let that swirl for
Earl of Pearl Monroe.
Oh, Earl of Pearl, I don't know as well.
10.
That's my number, too.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, you're right. No, it is 10. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
I thought so.
Yeah, you're right. That is 10. He is 10. You're right.
Let me see what other wizard. I don't know any other.
Shoot.
Oh, he was 10. Wait, was he?
Yeah, he was 10.
Okay,
He was 10.
yeah. He was 15 when he went to
the Knicks.
To the Knicks because Walt Clyde Frazier was 10.
Yeah. Yeah, he was 10 with the Baltimore Bullets.
Yeah.
In those god awful orange uniforms.
Chris Webber.
4. No, excuse me, 2.
Yeah,
two.
there
He
you
was
go.
2 with the Wizards.
Yeah.
Because there's a reason he was 2. I
4. I can't remember the reason.
feel like Sheed had.
I remember there was a reason
I
though.
feel like Sheed probably had 4 or something crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The Wizards had
That's
Rasheed
crazy. How all
Wallace.
those Rasheed,
They had
Jawan Howard at
Rasheed.
the height of
Wow.
Like when Jawan was a
When
killer,
Dro-
was an all-star.
yeah. before Jawan
Wow.
retired 2 years ago.
Jeez.
That dude kept playing winner. Like you would always see him on the Heat's bench. Like, is he a coach? Oh no, he's
he's just
he's
he's just,
he's their 15th player.
He's just on IR. That's all.
getting rings. Just over there getting rings.
So he can open up a car dealership saying, "I got rings."
Pretty much. Man,
He talked about that. He said that that people still know him from being part of the Fab Five and not from like playing in the NBA. And I was like, yeah, because
You like
that's
47
what
years
you
old,
were. Like,
huh?
yeah, like, exactly.
That was the height of you.
Right.
I mean, he had all-star, career.
He did.
Oh, he did. Of
3 or 4
course,
all-star
yeah.
all-star appearances, but yeah. I mean, he would definitely be known for that. What's that? Breaking news?
John Wall goes after Gortat. Oh Jesus.
What?
Yeah. Okay. Wall goes after Gortat for subtweeting about his passing. He gets the most. He gets the most spoon-fed baskets ever. Amen.
Wow.
Amen. Like Gortat literally averages 14 a game, and I'd say 9 of those points come off of John. Just like it was. But see, my problem with that is Gortat, when he's doing a good job, is screening well for John.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't. You know what I mean? Look,
Yeah.
everybody. Look, on a team, everyone has a role to play.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Oh.
I don't care who you are. That's why when you start talking about quarterbacks, if your line is trash,
Yeah,
you're
doesn't
gonna
matter
be
how good
trash.
you are, yeah.
You're not gonna be as good as you could be. You know what I mean? Your greatness might still get some, get some big plays, but like
Yeah.
if my line is terrible, like that's why I think Barry Sanders was so amazing.
I was
say
I
that,
was
yeah.
just
Barry
about to
Sanders-
say Emmitt Smith
Well, yeah, he
is an offensive line.
he
that
like
is
his offensive line was
career,
great.
yeah.
Now Emmett was great, yes, but he also had holes the size of parking lots.
Yeah.
Whereas Barry Sanders was literally
Yeah.
running for his life and still
Juking
daggone almost-
everybody.
Yeah,
There's a
Juke-
reason
Juke
Barry
and 12
Sanders
players.
also has the record for most negative
yards. Yeah,
in the league because
Yeah.
he had to run 8 yards backwards just
Yeah.
to get
to
2
get
yards up
5
the field.
yards.
I'm wondering
Because
what
before-
jersey number did he wear?
21.
Oh,
No.
20. Well, wait,
20?
20. Wait, he's half right. 21 at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, well,
That's right.
I'll let that
wasn't-
ride.
He
You
wasn't
know what?
talking about Barry Sanders at Oklahoma State.
I'm
My-
talking about powder blue.
All the highlights that I have, well, not all of them, but some of the dopest highlights I have of college football are Barry Sanders in college football.
Yeah.
There was times I
Good
seen
save,
him
good
with,
save.
with guys like 5, 7 yards away from him, and he'd do a move on them. They just fall to their knees, like their ankles just give out. Barry was sick.
He
like
was a different dude, man.
I'm pretty sure you can YouTube like Barry Sanders highlights, and
And
you'll
still
see
get
things
amped
that
up.
you have never seen before, and you will never see again from a running back.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, literally had 8 players chasing him, juke, and all 8 of them fall out of bounds. Like,
What number is
sick.
Tim Frazier?
I don't know. On the Wizards? I got no idea. That dude's on the bench. I don't know him.
Sheldon Mack.
Is he still on the team? I thought he was hurt. I thought he was either hurt. He's in the G League.
Markeith Morris.
Ooh, Keith. I feel like he's in the teens.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
What number is he?
5.
Oh.
Kelly Oubre.
Kelly is 12.
Otto Porter.
Oh, no. 22.
There you go. John Wall.
2.
Jody Meeks.
I feel like 30.
20.
Okay, I knew it was a 0. He was 30. I think he was 30 in college in Kentucky. I felt like he was Steph Curry
I
number.
feel like he's been 20 the whole time.
Really?
I think.
I felt like
I
he
know
was
through
30.
his whole NBA career he has.
He's been 20.
Yeah.
Maybe he was 20 all the time.
Yeah. But we have a lot of
Ooh,
NBA to
bad
talk
foul,
about
bad
on
foul.
Thursday. So make sure you guys tune in Thursday. 11 a.m. is going to be our start time. If you miss it, we'll have the podcast up. But we're going to be talking about NBA trades happening in real time. We're going to give our input on all of those, if it's going to help those teams. If not, now, right now, do you guys think the Cavs are going to make any moves, and do they really need to make any moves? Are there any moves out there that can help them? I know
Look.
we've talked about that for a few weeks, but there are a lot of rumors going around. DeAndre Jordan's being rumored on every team. I think
every team.
he's probably the biggest name out there right now that's getting thrown around in trades.
I talked about Kemba going to the Cavs last night,
Yeah.
and my guy was like, yeah, no, they need to make that move, and I'm just like, if Michael allows that to happen, that is the dumbest trade. But that trade was essentially Isaiah Thomas, J.R. Smith, and I think it was Chandler, for Kemba, Nicholas Batum, and
I think a pick.
like a pick.
Yeah.
And but then also they will be trading the Nets pick back with it. So it was like,
Yeah.
I mean, for the Bobcats, I get Bobcats.
Whoa.
Jesus, I
Whoa.
might give me the chain on that one.
Whoa.
For the Hornets, wow, that was down in there deep.
Yeah.
That was screaming to get out. For the Hornets, I don't like the deal. Because Kemba's under control, and he's under control at a solid price
Yeah.
point. But to answer your question, like in a shorter way, I don't think that they can really do anything.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's really like that trade could help them. That trade would help them tomorrow.
But I don't think Jordan does. I don't think he trades Kemba. He's the only player on the team, really.
yeah,
He's the face of the team. And the thing that sucks about the Hornets, they do have some good players, and they're in the East, and they're out of the playoffs.
well,
right now.
are they 9 or 10?
They're 10 right now.
How far are they
Which-
from 8?
3.5 games.
Okay, so I mean, so they're still there. Look, they've gotten
A little
hot.
hope, but when you look
Yeah.
at the teams ahead of them, which is Miami, Philly, and Detroit,
Oh,
Detroit looks
those-
really good
those
right
teams,
now
Those
with
teams
with
probably
Blake
aren't falling
there.
out. Yeah, they're probably not
Yeah.
falling out.
You know that, like,
You're gonna have to go steal
Detroit's
that.
number 9 right now, so I don't think you're
Oh.
you're not jumping over Detroit and Philly. I don't think, unless Philly,
Oh.
deals with the injury,
Which can happen.
Could be possible. But even
Which
that,
can
then you
happen.
have Detroit
Jumping up
being
first.
the 8th, which they haven't lost
Yeah.
a game since
Balake.
the Blake trade,
Yeah, gotcha.
and him and Drummond look really good together. They're playing really well. So
Well, he's played with an athletic big before,
Yeah.
so he does know that probably was the best place for him to go.
and Drummond is a better version of DeAndre Jordan. He has a way
oh,
more
he has
offensive
a
game.
definite
Yeah.
offensive
Way
skill
more
set
offensive
for
game.
sure. And his free throws have gotten better.
But yeah, going back to the Hornets, I mean, do you trade these players in pretty much a salary dump? That's what
That would
it
all
would
it
have
would
to
be.
be.
That's all. It would
And
be.
as a business owner, you kind of have to look at it like that, because we're not getting anywhere with this all-star player, with this all-star guard.
yeah.
Is he really leading the team anywhere, or is Kemba going to be a great player as a second man, which I think he would. I think it would benefit him a lot playing
go
with
somewhere.
LeBron.
Go somewhere.
But, I would like to see that. Isaiah's not working out there. That team's in turmoil. I'm not on the bandwagon of Cleveland's going to be fine.
I told
once the playoffs
I told
start.
you what
I'm
they were
not
saying
there.
as
I don't
far as
agree either.
LeBron. They were saying that the team's in chaos. That they haven't talked to him about free agency at all.
Yeah,
He cursed out 2 execs last week.
Yeah.
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 And then the dumbest
Yes.
headline I saw was LeBron's not going to give up his no trade clause. It's like, why would LeBron want to get traded right now?
I don't see that team. All the problems they have, and all the solutions, I still believe are in Cleveland. I think that there's possibilities to make trades for certain players, but part of the issue is I think with Isaiah Thomas, outside of his play, I think his attitude there is terrible.
His attitude
when you
always
look
been
at him,
terrible, though.
But when you look at him on the court, the way he responds to LeBron,
To anything.
he does not seem to like playing with LeBron. He does not seem to like being coached by Lou. He doesn't seem
he didn't
to
want
like
to get traded there.
Well, of course. I mean, he just
True.
I mean, he doesn't seem to like anything in Cleveland. So if there's a trade to be made, I think you have to involve him in moving him out. I think whatever problem you have, I don't think he's necessarily the root of the problem or the cause of it, but
he's
the
the common
solution.
denominator.
Exactly. There's a solution, and part of that solution involves moving him away from that team.
The craziest part of that, though, too, is that with each trade, your trade's getting dumbed down every time. Like
Right.
you went Kyrie
Right.
for him,
and
and
then
like,
if you trade him for someone else,
you're not getting
the Kyrie
less
level.
You're
Yeah,
getting less
you
and
get-
less each time. Like you like to
Right.
say okay, so for instance, just Kimba deal, Kimba for IT now, like Kimba's not Kyrie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
so,
yeah.
like that's
And Kemba's never been in the MVP hunt.
yeah,
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's that.
Yeah.
Just saying that out loud is like, how could this happen? Like
Yeah.
that's insane.
Are you looking
Even
at
though, like I said, I feel like if Kemba was on a better team and a better franchise, he might be a more known player. He
Sure.
could
Yeah.
be
He's got a
closer
good name.
to Kyrie's level.
He's got a good name.
Yeah.
He's got
Yeah.
good handle.
Yeah.
I still remember the Big East championship game.
But at the same time, he needs the ball a
Yeah.
lot still too. Not to the extent of Isaiah.
yeah,
I definitely think he would work alongside LeBron way better than Isaiah is.
yeah.
But I don't even blame Isaiah. I mean, the team shouldn't have made that trade. It wasn't a good fit in the locker room. It definitely wasn't a good fit on the court. So, I blame the team. And honestly, like a lot of players are at each other's necks right now. You're throwing Kevin Love under the bus a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Part of that was Isaiah, but
They've
nobody's
been doing that since
nobody
Kevin Love
seems
got
to
there.
like each other
Yeah.
right now. On that squad, LeBron and Dwayne Wade are BFFs, and that's pretty much it. LeBron probably hates Dwayne Wade as far as his play right now. He's
Yeah.
probably not happy about Dwayne Wade looking like a
Well,
shell of Dwayne Wade's shell.
I think that's the problem, and you talked about it a handful of times, Josh. How these guys are old now,
Yeah.
so they simply cannot do what they should be and what we're expecting them to do. J.R. Smith should be putting up 15 points a game. D Wade should be coming off the bench with 10, 12 points, some assists, some defense from somewhere. LeBron James is going to be LeBron James, but all the other players still have to step up so that he can actually be a threat. That's been the secret to LeBron's success is have somebody so they can't double him. Anytime that they can double LeBron James, whatever teams LeBron was on, Miami, Cleveland, whatever,
he had
they
shooters,
lose.
He had people that can knock down.
Right, but when they win is when he drives and they can't double him, so he's got somebody one-on-one who he can take, and when they do double him, he can kick it to them in the corner.
Yeah.
That's
that's the
LeBron
LeBron
James.
offense. That's the
exactly.
LeBron
That's the
offense.
LeBron offense. So
Yeah.
if
We
you
don't
don't
have an
have that,
offense.
especially with Kevin Love not being in the game right
Yep.
now, nobody
Thomas
else
not
is
really-
stepping up.
not really
Isaiah
there.
is not going to do that, or I don't even think he can do that. The problems are with the players that are there. So can you get these players to step up, play better? I don't know if they need a shot in the knee, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like to get a little bit of youth back into them.
Yeah.
Or can you trade them for similar pieces that can perform and do what they're supposed to do?
See, I don't think that and then the other problem that Cleveland really has is they have so many people that are saddled with current contracts. They have no expiring deals really. So everyone is like basically, oh no, we're here. So for them to really make some trades, look, I think honestly, like I've already said, I feel like LeBron's best shot to continue winning is to stay there. To up and leave again, not only does that continue to tarnish and hurt his legacy, but
I don't think it will anymore.
it does.
I don't
It
think
does,
so.
Quan. Like, look, I thought about it earlier today. Like, he will never, ever have what Kobe has. He'll never have that.
Yeah.
He'll never, ever have
I think
just
he's
the
solid-
legion, just the legion
yeah.
of, like, because and then
But
see,
look,
but
he
I
won
also,
he won a championship for Cleveland, so I
well,
think his legacy is cemented.
No,
I
but
think
see,
now
I
it
think-
would be way different if he left.
Well, see, but
Wouldn't be the same.
I think that at the same time, it really just affects how it affects fans too, because there are people that are legit just LeBron fans.
Yeah.
So I only cheer for the Cavs because I'm a LeBron fan.
Yeah.
And if he goes somewhere else, it fractures fan bases. Because like there's a lot of fake fans out there now, and him continuing to do that. Kobe has a legion of Laker fans, but then he has a lot of other fans that are just Kobe fans.
It's basketball fans who
Yeah.
But I don't think
watch
we're ever
Kobe
going to
play.
see anybody
Yeah.
stay with the same team. Like, not a superstar player.
I don't know.
I don't
There's
see it.
like okay, you can look at Damian Lillard. Like
I'm talking about Kobe, LeBron stat. I'm talking about like greatest player in
Russell,
the league
Ru-
for 5
Russell
years
Westbrook
or more.
possibly now.
but that's the thing is
Like
Maybe.
if he leaves, but see if he leaves, unless he gets traded, if he leaves, he's gonna be an older Russ. So that's not like it's not like he left prime. I'm like, oh, I'm out and I'm gonna go over here now. Like if Russ leaves, he'll be 31. That ain't the same Russ. It's still
31 is pretty young.
dude. Look here, I'm trying to tell you, these 33-year-old knees
That's what I'm
are
saying.
not,
If
not
you-
happy
yeah.
with life.
But I'm saying he's still not staying on one team. That's my whole point. Like players like that, and I'm not saying he won't. I just don't think
so
you'll see that, because if he's on OKC for the next 4 years and doesn't win a ring, after that you got to think like, okay, now I got a ring chase.
Yeah, no,
You know?
no, very true, very
yeah.
true.
And with LeBron, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it would be the same because now you look at it like the team looks like he needs to leave. The way they are, the way they're playing, he looks like he needs to leave. I wouldn't want to stay there the way the organization is set up. It's not just locker room beef. It's the fact like he does not like the organization and the way they handle things. And guess what? I don't. I'm not even a Cleveland fan, and their organization is not ran good at all.
Well, but
from the
like
owner,
we said,
from the owner
firing,
down, too.
firing David
I agree.
Griffin.
yeah,
All that stuff. That's the reason
Well,
why
they
these
didn't-
trades didn't go through.
they didn't
could've-
fire him. Remember, they just didn't bring him back because he wanted more money.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, a lot of those things also, LeBron has to be a man and look at himself in the mirror, because he's at the root of a lot of these decisions too. Like a lot of this, like okay, most of the contracts on the team are people that
definitely.
his agency runs. So if you're upset with the salary cap situation, look at
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you wanted these guys. These were the guys that you said were gonna continue to get us to where we gotta go. So to be upset or to, basically put it all back on the organization is disingenuous, because you are very much a part of a lot of these decisions. I know he'll try and take a step back and say, "Oh, I'm not the GM."
I mean, but at the same time, he also wanted Paul George and Eric Bledsoe, which there was rumors that there was trades in the works with David Griffin there, and then when David Griffin didn't get his contract, those all fell through, and he ended up making a trade for Isaiah Thomas. So I understand the frustration there. I understand. What's going on, and I wouldn't want to be a part of an organization like that. LeBron already had problems with that organization before. I don't see him re-signing with Cleveland unless they do something spectacular in the playoffs. If it's a second round exit, LeBron is not coming back to Cleveland.
That's just like when he left the first time.
Yeah.
I do think to Dave's point though, if he was able to sign and then get ownership stake, that would be very, very. That would be very smart, but I don't think David. I don't think.
I don't see that happening, only because the relationship with
It's
the
so
owner.
fractured.
Yeah, it's so terrible, and the way that Gilbert is owner, right?
Yeah,
Dan Gilbert.
Good job,
And,
Steve.
Yeah,
What number does
I
he
know a
wear?
little bit. It's a tie.
What company does he own?
Well, I was gonna say what company. I actually.
What
don't know
company
that.
does he loan?
Does he
Oh,
loan?
does he own Quicken?
I don't know.
I don't.
He owns a lot of stuff.
Well,
If he did,
I think.
does he?
I think.
I always just assumed that, but
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I never ever was sure.
Eh.
So you said that, and I'm like, well, maybe he does own Quicken.
Yeah, I don't
Loans.
know. I know the basketball side of things. Like there have definitely been some times where it's like he could have just kept his mouth shut and let people assume that he was the bad guy instead of opening his mouth and showing us that, yeah, bro, that was kind of out of line, regarding things with LeBron and like when LeBron left the first time and different things. But that whole organization, you have LeBron coming out of high school, and from his rookie year, you knew, okay, he's gonna be something.
Yeah.
And there's so many times where I feel like they could have made better moves than what they did. Yeah, from LeBron's his first year to his seventh year, his first 7 years in Cleveland, the team did get better. They did bring in some players, but when he left, that team was just not the team to take you there to get you all the way and win it. And so you can argue about the way LeBron left and whatever it may be, but for LeBron's career, I feel like going to Miami to try to win a championship with those guys made perfect sense. For him to come back, win it in Cleveland, to do what he wanted to do with the guys he had, with the exception of Kyrie, I don't think any of these other guys that he's won a ring with, maybe Kevin Love, are future Hall of Famers, like future people who we will remember when we talk about this in 10 years.
Yeah.
Like none of these names will just pop up to the top of our heads like, oh yeah, LeBron had this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy.
I
It'd
think
be
going
like,
back to the his first stint in Cleveland, and to Josh's point, and why we call him GM LeBron, is because he's tried to make his own moves within the organization and probably has shot some things down, not let coaches stay around long enough for them to really develop. So a lot of that is LeBron's fault. You can't really blame the organization fully on that, because they brought in players too that thought they should have been good. You brought in Larry Hughes back in the day, which he just ended up not playing good anymore.
Yeah.
Antoine Jameson. I mean, you did bring in players to try to help, and they just didn't pan out. But so you can't really blame.
Brought in Shaq.
I also
brought in Shaq. I mean,
man, Shaq. I also think though, but that's organizational issues there.
But you don't know if a player is gonna. You don't know that player is gonna suck when he.
No, you don't know a player is gonna
good.
suck. But there needs to be somebody in charge who LeBron knows. Look, LeBron, I told you no. This is not going to happen.
You can't do that.
My job is on the line, and this is what has to happen. You say you can't do that. The Lakers have told Kobe no. The Bulls have told Michael Jordan no. But it has happened.
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
No,
like,
but remember with Kobe though, he was like, "Better give me some help, or I'm gonna leave." And then
he demanded a trade. He almost got traded.
Then Pau Gasol showed up. Like, so you as the main player, the
star player definitely gets.
You definitely do get preferential treatment.
You're going to get some of that treatment.
You do.
I get it.
You do.
But that's where
you can't go back.
And then even going back to Miami, you say he had to leave to go to Miami to win. They had enough room in Cleveland for them to come to Cleveland.
That's true, but nobody wants to come to Cleveland.
That's the whole point, though. So you can't blame the organization. An organization like that, where a city people probably don't want to go to, and Miami's a more appealing city. So it's like if three players have a choice to play with each other, where are we going to play?
Yeah.
We knew it was probably going to be Chicago or Miami, and so I don't know. I mean, there's a lot going on. I don't know if LeBron stays, but as far as this season is concerned, I don't think there's any moves they can make that are going to make them better. So pretty much just stick to the team you have, because bringing in and trying to change up the chemistry now
mid-season on a championship roster is very, very dangerous.
Yep. And we saw them do that last year, and these things didn't work out, bringing in Darren Williams. Even bringing in Kyle Korver, who wasn't hitting threes the way he used to in Atlanta.
Is he still on their team?
He's still on the team. He's
still on there.
He's not hitting those threes and they got him to battle against the Warriors to be able to be a three-point shooting team. It just hasn't worked.
When he came in, he was supposed to be that guy.
Yeah.
And there was a couple games even in the finals where LeBron drives, Korver's open, kicks him the ball, and he missed it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's game changers where who knows? Maybe we go to 7 games. Maybe who knows? But
I just don't think they're going to be doing much. We got to bounce in a second, but real quick, Magic Johnson and the Lakers got fined again, $50,000 for a comment on Giannis, the Greek freak.
Antetokounmpo.
Good job. Let's see. It was an ESPN interview. So he said someone asked to compare himself with Giannis, Giannis with
Magic to Giannis.
To Giannis.
Got it.
As a
player.
player.
Asked him what the similarities were.
And he said, with his ball handling skills and his passing ability, he plays above the rim. I never could do that, but in his understanding of the game, his basketball IQ, his creativity of shots to teammates, that's where we have the same thing. Can bring it down, make play. I'm just happy starting the All-Star game. This dude's going to put Milwaukee on the map, and I think he's going to bring them a championship one day.
What about that?
I don't know how that's tampering.
Like, I mean, look.
Because you have coaches, you have other execs like compliment players like, yo, yeah, he's a great player.
But and like I said on our group chat earlier, no other president is on ESPN right now.
Yeah.
No other one. He's the only one. So I do think it's unfair that he's basically held to the same standard because he's not the same.
Yeah.
He's not.
He's a legendary
He's not,
player, that people want to know.
Jim Bob corporate.
Yeah.
That's not who he is. But as a Laker, I would not allow him to take those interviews anymore.
Yeah.
Like he'd have to kind of go into the shadows and just be Magic and have prepared written statements.
Which is hard because Magic is such a big brand in himself.
I
and
understand.
he's a part of the history of the game.
League. Yeah.
So he has to be able to answer these questions.
Well, to be expressed.
But at the same time, ESPN probably knew what they were trying to do when they asked him the question.
That's unfair because he literally was talking about another player on another team saying how good he thinks that player is for that team. Not that player is so great, and I hope he comes to the Lakers.
Exactly.
Right. That part never came up. That's tampering. Like, oh, man.
Yeah. And to call it tampering, like, okay, maybe Magic's hinting that this guy's good. Guess what? Everyone in the league knows he's the future of the league.
Exactly.
Like
everybody knows.
Everyone's talked about him being the MVP. So it's like that's when I was thankful that you posted, at least a portion of what he said because, and now that you've said the whole quote, that's definitely not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair, but again, like I said, you got to protect yourself.
At the same time, I don't think if any other exec said that they would have even. First of all, it's not even published because it's no one. It's no one that's going to make it be a big deal.
Right.
If you talk to the president of the Grizzlies and he says that, you're not publishing that and making it a story.
Yeah. Most people don't even know who the president of the Grizzlies is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So, exactly.
So it's like oh, we got to.
It's the president of all of us.
We got a quote from Joe Smith.
Is your president,
whatever, right? And they say his name or whatever, and they say it's Joe Smith, and everybody's like, well, who is Joe Smith? You're more who? Why do I care about this quote?
Sure,
because of the person. But with Magic Johnson,
that's Magic Johnson.
It's Magic Johnson, but that's also why you ask him because not only has he been around the game, well, he's actually played in it, and he's actually a great player or was a great player in the game. So as a fan,
top 5 of all time.
As a fan, as a player,
top 3 of all time.
As whatever you want to be, anybody associated with the NBA, you got to respect what Magic Johnson says. So that's why you want to hear that quote. And you hear it and you think like, okay, like nothing wrong with that. In my mind, that's Magic Johnson, the former basketball player talking.
Making a critique.
Magic's one of the faces of the NBA, of all-time NBA.
Well, look, he's been an analyst for you, NBA, whether that's on ESPN, whether that's on ABC, whether that's on NBC.
Everywhere.
Like, he's been on all of those things for you. So to basically
he's been an ambassador for the NBA overseas.
To basically put a gag order on him is a little. That's again, like I said.
And if they didn't get tampering with the Paul George thing, I don't think it happens. I think this was like, we're watching you. So like when they did get fined for Paul George, like we're watching you. You guys can't say anything like that.
Out.
So it happens again.
Yeah.
But that one.
But at the same time, it's hard. I mean that's not
that
tampering
one was
to me.
totally different. Like the one on Paul George where it was either on Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy.
That was definitely tampering.
That one, like
he be saying, "Come on over."
We hope he comes.
Yeah.
And he's like playing up to the crowd. He's being Magic.
Right.
But but in terms of this
of
one,
your job, you have to.
That's a. You gotta.
You're responsible for every single thing you say now. It's and the crazy thing.
But at the same time, Magic pulled the crumbs out of his pocket to pay that fine.
Yeah.
Still, but I don't care
just
who
the fact
you are.
It's marked on your resume now.
$50,000. I don't. No one wants to give $50,000 away. I don't care, especially when it was
all tax write-offs.
Shoot, still,
right.
Still $50,000. Like, you don't think that he feels some type of way now? Especially after what we just said. It's
like Dave said,
after I've been an ambassador for all of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how you're going to do me. I'm Magic. That, you know what I mean?
He feels more about that than he does the money.
Yeah.
Like Dave said, he'll have to find the money in his
couch
cushion.
Still.
I mean,
whether I have the money or not isn't the point.
Definitely not cool. I think these are things that, little things like this just make you go, for real, NBA? Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, come on,
Which those are little things compared to all the things that have happened in the NFL. So if that's the drama we have to deal with, that's fine.
Yeah.
Being an NBA fan, but we have a big show this Thursday, once again, make sure you tune in 11 a.m. We're going to be doing an NBA trade deadline show. We're going to have the Let the Ball Bounce crew in here. They're another radio show out here in Vegas. Every Saturday at 2 p.m. is their show on WBKE. So make sure you check them out. We have a Facebook group that we're in with them. So make sure you check that out on Thursday. It's going to be fun. We're going to be talking a lot of junk about the NBA, about everyone's teams and all that.
About each other.
It's going to be fun. So make sure you tune in then. And we are out. Make sure you download the app, Guerilla Cross app. You can watch the replay of all of our shows on there. You could listen to the podcast replay of all of our shows on there as well. So make sure you check that out. And tune in every Tuesday and Thursday, 2 p.m. West Coast time is our regular scheduled time. So we will see you Thursday, bright and early. Special edition.